Sí. Bueno, bueno. Still working through it. Yeah, so I had updated the
Read Courtney's comment. It's funny.
Yeah.
She said, "I sure do miss that guy," and I tagged her and said, "Brandon should be back in Albany tomorrow." Because I know she was talking about me.
Yeah, she's always talking smack about me. I would be surprised.
I want to see what she says. No. Here. See, aren't I funny?
All right, we're here. We're live. We're good to go.
Fuck. I was searching for you on Facebook because it wasn't like it didn't immediately pop. Your name didn't immediately pop up for some reason.
Yeah.
And I had to like type in Brandon B, and Brandon Bumsworth actually came up before yours did.
Brandon Bumsworth.
you should please let that be like your like British alter ego. Brandon Bumsworth.
Brandon Bumsworth.
You should please do that from now on. Gosh, it's rare that we get to actually start the show with something that's already kind of funny.
Let's not fool ourselves. It's not funny at all.
Is that not funny? Not funny. You're funny. We're both funny. Let's drink one of these morning glory things. Good place to start.
Should I bring my key by, or do you have your?
You're what? No, I got it. Righty right. Good place to start.
So this is the Yazoo beer.
Yazoo, morning glory.
Sorry, I promise I'm not ignoring you. Still got last week's info at the bottom of the title.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's one of the things I was trying to fix.
How does that always happen?
The most current one should not, because I just updated it through.
Bollocks.
I know, right? We can't have nice things.
We can't.
Yeah, all mine on this side are good. It says buying murder with food stamps, which we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's something we tried to do this weekend. Sounds like a Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
Yeah.
Murder with food stamps.
There is a food stamps episode.
I know. There's also plenty of murder episodes.
Yeah.
So.
It's where they try to, they're like, yeah, we're tired of working, we're just going to get unemployment. And they're like, you can't just get unemployment like that. No, they get food stamps, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Or they get welfare.
They get welfare. And there was also a food stamps episode, I'm sure.
It's all in the same episode. They were trying to get one, and then it ran out, and then they went up there and they're like, we'd like some welfare, please. And they're like,
See my retarded sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty funny episode.
Yeah.
So, this is Yazoo. This is Nashville beer. This is their Morning Glory IPA. It's one of their limited runs. Not too shabby.
I think it's better than their like normal IPA. I drank 5 of these.
So it says I haven't had this yet. It says a hazy IPA brewed with pale wheat, biscuit, shit malts.
Shit malts?
Shit malts.
Oh, okay.
Shit malts. Hopping with Talus, Pecco hops. Yeah, so grapefruit and creamsicle.
Right.
Done.
That's pretty good. Honestly, very drinkable.
I got the drag on the bottom.
Yeah.
Signs of a good beer. If you don't got drag, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Yeah. You know, Yazoo's grown on me. When I first moved to Nashville, I didn't like them much.
They were pretty much like the Terrapin, I guess.
Yeah, they're like the really common. It's like the really, really common beer up here. Like everywhere has it, kind of. And a lot of times I'll be like, oh, Yazoo. And like their
it's
basic
the Terrapin
stuff.
and Sweetwater.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, like their basic stuff is just that. It's basic. But every now and then they'll put out something that's pretty good. So, I think they're a better basic beer company than Sweetwater is.
Yeah.
I never liked Sweetwater.
Terrapin will make some funky ones though.
Yeah, Terrapin isn't. They're not. I mean,
they could all make some funky stouts. You know, they'll make some funky
yeah.
ones.
Sometimes they're pretty good. Other times. I mean, I wish they'd stop making the same stout over and over and over and saying they did something different. You know, but
the caramel chocolate moo-hoo, the white chocolate caramel moo-hoo,
the dark chocolate caramel chocolate moo-hoo.
Moo-hoo, yeah.
And you know, they're all the same beer.
So if they let you spend,
yeah.
you know, you were getting food stamps, and they let you spend it on anything, they're like, yo.
You can spend food stamps on anything.
The world is your oyster. Spend it on what you want.
Well, I mean, no, you already can do that. Like, you get food stamps, and you're not supposed to trade them, but I feel like you could successfully trade them for murder.
It's kind of like the guy who trades, he starts off with a paper clip and ends with, you know.
A Ferrari?
Yeah. Kind of like that.
I mean, how many food stamps would it require to get a murder?
I don't know.
If you find an assassin who's willing to be paid in food stamps, probably not that many. Like,
he's
maybe
probably,
just like 3 months.
He's probably pretty hungry though. Like he's probably you know riding that struggle bus kind of hard.
Yeah.
He's got a mortgage. He's got a bunch of other stuff that's really just draining him.
Mm-hmm.
His debt to income ratio is off. You know,
right.
And he hasn't had. You know, COVID's been taking so many out that he hasn't really had a lot of work to do during COVID. So he took some food stamp kills.
Food stamp kills. Yeah.
He's hired with food stamps.
Jesus Christ. I feel like I don't know. Food stamp murder is that's interesting. There's a lot you can do with that idea.
The food stamp murder.
Yeah.
He didn't kill people for their food stamps, but he did. Like if you had, you know, a lot of food stamps on you, he would not kill you for them. But if you wanted to pay him for murder,
he also had
with said,
food stamps. Yeah. I mean, I wonder if murder is if assassins take credit card.
Probably no paper trail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, food stamps would work. What are some other currencies? Bitcoin. You can probably buy an assassin with Bitcoin.
Yeah. You know, you probably just you could buy him a brand new car and trade him that. That's just a little unconventional, but you know,
just bartering. You know, I'll come fix a couple lights around your house and.
All right, yeah,
I need you to.
Ooh, Brandon, what if the original Tradeskills idea, what if it didn't take off the way we wanted it to? People were only bartering for murder. Wouldn't that be great?
That is a great idea.
They're like, hey, yeah, I mean, I need to get my boss killed, you know, before next Wednesday because whatever. And you know, but I'd rather trade. I'd rather pay for it trade. So I'm a gourmet chef, so I'll come over and cook for you and your girl for 2 or 3 nights. I'll bring all the food. You know, yeah, it'll be fantastic.
Did you hear the story about the Japanese assassins that traded their bounty to other people? You heard the story?
No.
It was this. It's basically a wealthy guy, and he brought in a partner for a new business. As far as I remember, he brought in a partner for a new business, and then after a while, he was like, "This guy's gonna drag me through the fucking dirt. This guy is gonna do me dirty." So he hires an assassin. He's like, "Hey, I'll give you this amount." What's up, Mama Sharon?
Hey, you wanna take a shot for Mama Sharon?
I'm good for right now. I'm
Darn,
gonna finish the assassin
I have
story.
shots here.
It's not Fireball.
It's not Fireball.
It's not the same.
Fine.
But so he hires the assassins. Like, hey, I'll give you this amount up front, and then I'll pay you some more when it gets finished. So that assassin didn't feel like doing it. What? The assassin didn't feel like doing it, so he hired another assassin, and gave him a percentage of what he got, and said you'll get the rest of it when you finish the job. And you know the original guy who hired the hit, he gave him a cell phone, gave the original hitman a cell phone and a burner phone, gave him some money. Right. These guys 6 or 7 times, assassins swapped it to the next assassin because none of them felt like doing it. Till eventually, one guy, in the amount that they were paying the assassins were getting lower and lower until there was a guy who they were paying him $500. So he went to the original guy that he's supposed to assassinate. He's like, "Look, man, they want me to kill you.
They'll pay me $500 though. So so I'll go back and kill one of them if you pay me.
No, it doesn't go quite that far.
That'd be kinda great.
He basically fakes the guy he's supposed to kill. They fake a photo, so he has he looks dead in the back of a trunk or whatever, and they're like, "Cool, send it." And the picture keeps getting sent to all the different assassin phones, and that's how the cops busted them, because they all had the photo. And
that's brilliant. Oh man,
that guy still got some time in prison, but definitely way less than those.
Yeah, wow, that's.
And then the other guy got arrested.
I need to read about that story because that's insane. That's awesome.
It's Japanese, man.
Have you ever heard of ghost brides in China? No. This is an interesting one. 2 serial killers back in like 2012. They got busted for. Well, I'll have to give you some backstory on this. So in China, a lot of times if if somebody's son, it's like their firstborn son dies without being married, if they die while they're still a bachelor, that's just real bad for the family.
Yeah.
Culturally.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't understand it really. But anyway, so the families will sometimes posthumously marry them to one of their friends' daughters if they have a daughter that is also conveniently dead.
They'll marry them after death?
Yeah, and so they'll marry them after death so that they didn't die bachelors, right? So two guys took up the business of murdering women to sell them as ghosts. That's amazing.
To sell them as brides?
To sell them as ghost brides. Isn't that terrifying?
There's a market for everything, man.
Yeah.
Just as there's a market for tiny homes.
Like six people got murdered like that. I mean, that's insane. Yeah, I don't understand the tiny home thing. It's pretty weird.
No. We're actually talking about little people in tiny homes.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Jake came up with this ideal earlier.
Yeah, I was.
Explain this.
Okay, so what if it was like the normal world, like the same, but humans, their size varied much more,
Right. So it's not like there's 3 people in the world that are 8 or 9 feet tall. It's
just common.
Yeah.
You have some people that are 9, 10 feet tall, and then some people that are only 4 inches tall.
Right.
And otherwise, totally the same.
It's a total mix, yeah. So there'll be people who, maybe 30% are above 7 feet tall, 30% are below 5 inches. Yeah, and it's just a different spread of people.
It's a much wider scale, way more diverse.
So all that has to factor in when buying a house.
Yeah, and so you have a little tiny neighborhood, or you can imagine I don't know, it makes the neighbors who are 20 feet tall, their kids go playing in the tiny neighborhood and
start destroying
shit. It destroys all sorts of shit, and the police get involved, and it's just chaotic. You can imagine you have
they're the body was not found, and then they look at the bottom of the guy's shoe, and there's a person on the bottom of their shoe.
Imagine driving. You have you have a full size lane, and then a medium lane, and then a tiny lane. And it's little tiny cars zipping around. It'd be great.
I got Jake recently watching Doom Patrol. Thinking about little tiny cars, and you haven't gotten that far yet, but there's a point where they all get really, really small, and they basically live. Spoilers. They live on basically a toy cart diorama kind of thing. We're going to another IPA. Sour.
Sun Lab.
Tell me about that Sun Lab. It's a Miami beer.
It says Drunken Sunshine. American sour ale brewed with mango, peach, pink guava, with vanilla extract, and lactose. Drunken Sunshine, American sour ale.
We can cut that off.
What? Yeah, I got you. Brewed and canned by Westbrook Brewing Company, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, for Sun Lab Brewing Company, Miami, Florida. If you pour this, I'll turn off.
Yes. All right.
See, we should. There's a couple of microphones we can get, Brandon, where it'll pick up literally nothing from over there.
I mean, I can set this.
Yeah.
But it's still going to get some hum because the way the walls bounce and stuff like that.
Well, right. Yeah. I don't know.
So, yeah, Sunlab, mango, peach, pink guava, vanilla extract, lactose. This is actually one of the cheaper beers I've bought, probably with this weekend. It's $5. $5 a can. That's actually fairly cheap.
Right. Yeah. That ain't bad. Yeah. I mean, beer's gotten expensive.
Yeah. Last time I think when I went up to Rome, Georgia, I think I left with 2 6-packs, a meal at that small brewery, which was like some street tacos, a little appetizer. I think I paid probably like $130, $140 by the end of it all.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by this.
The goblin.
Yeah, that's funny.
I want to feel his head on my neck.
Yeah.
The goblin.
Hell yeah.
I'm guessing that's me. I'm not sure.
You kind of look like. I mean, you'd only have to be like green, you know.
I'd be a tiny person.
Well, cheers. It smells good.
Oh yeah, it's a Cardi boy. Feeling that back there.
Oh, not a lot going on there though.
The face though.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I like it. No, it's okay.
Not sure if I like it. I might hate. It's all right. It's all right.
What do you think of the first one?
It was just a basic IPA. It was okay.
It was
Basic hazy.
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't anything too fancy.
nah. And usually I don't want beer to be fancy. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I want to be shocked. I have so many. I mean, there's so many beer out there that really, for you to be memorable, you've got to do something different.
Right. I guess the way I am, like if I'm like having dinner or something, I want something that doesn't stand out. I guess. Like,
Right.
You know, like I think like burgers, for example, they go great with IPAs. You know. And I wouldn't want something that's got a whole lot going on, I guess.
Yeah.
So that first one would have been like perfect with dinner. But like if you have something real sophisticated that's interesting, that has like a whole bunch of interesting stuff added, then shit,
It might not be as enjoyable.
Yeah, we'll have that with you might have that on its own.
Trying to move us in just a little bit closer.
That's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll do.
Thank you, by the way, for the David Bowie pin. This is my first time wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That outfit though.
You like my outfit?
His outfit.
I've got one of those.
Ziggy Stardust.
Mm-hmm. No,
Where's
I don't.
Alicia? I was led to believe she is on her way home right now. So safe
Yeah,
travels
she had
to
to leave
Alicia.
early, sadly.
She works early tomorrow, so she needs to go ahead and get home, basically fall asleep, and yeah. So yeah, she's been here this whole weekend. We went out eating and drinking beer, and
We did a lot of eating.
yeah, we ate at a pharmacy today, which was awesome.
Always pretty good.
Walked around town. I went with her to look at her new apartment there,
Yeah.
and Jake and I drove through neighborhoods of houses that we're looking at buying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good weekend. I would say this was a nice weekend for me because I actually didn't have to work on Monday, which almost never happens.
It was a holiday. I was working. It was like
Yeah.
worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. The food looked amazing. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I had the currywurst, sauerkraut, French fries. We had a
Currywurst.
homemade. They make their own sodas in pharmacy,
Yeah.
so I had one of those and a good beer.
Yeah.
And Jake had knockwurst. No, you had bratwurst.
Just bratwurst.
Bratwurst.
Yep. Real simple.
Alicia had the falafel burger,
We
sweet potato
We don't
fries.
have to talk all this much about food.
I
Honestly.
know. Oh, you getting hungry again?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Order a
we're gonna
pizza
We're gonna end
together?
up ordering 3 pizzas at the last second, and
I'm
the people at
getting
Pizza Hut were just
miserable.
like, "Take your pizza and leave." When I got there, because
Yeah.
they gave it to me at like 11:58. They were
Like
so-
you motherfucker. We'd already cleaned the whole station. Yeah,
I
we're all
was
leaving.
too hungry to be a good person, so
We're all coming to Nashville. We're abandoning Albany. We're leaving it in fire. So if you've got things,
I'm
pack
not
them
gonna
up.
burn it down.
You're not?
Albany, no.
Oh, I am. My family's all in Lee County, so we're gonna just trash Albany. And
I will be
I'm
in
kidding.
Albany
I like Albany.
next month. This time,
this time, next month, the end of the month,
yeah.
you'll be spread kind of thin though. I think everybody's gonna want you around.
Are they?
I
I'm
mean,
planning
at least me. So one person's gonna want you around.
I'll hang out probably with you, and then I'll probably go by Temp and meet some people there. Like, you know, probably go by Pretoria or Mellow, and that'll be about it.
All right. You have other friends?
Uh huh.
You said Mellow, so a lot of your Mellow friends there. Fine. One of my close friends is near Nashville, so I guess I can come see y'all.
Yeah, come visit. What were you about to say?
I said you said you're going to go Mellow, so there's a lot of your crew right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're between just hanging out at Mellow, Temp, and Pretoria. People that want to see me can come see me.
Yeah.
I might try and
Olivia
arrange
and
to
all
play
that.
a show. I don't know.
Olivia and Chandler and...
Do you think I should play a show while I'm down there?
I mean, you got the new song that you're working on, so...
I got a bunch. I've got maybe a dozen or so that with lyrics and everything that are all original now.
So you want to play a couple of yours and then do a couple covers?
Yeah, I think I want to do 45-minute original, 45-minute covers the next time I play a show. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about maybe trying to arrange to play somewhere when I'm down there, but my material right now is way better than it's been ever before. So I'm pretty happy with it.
He's been jamming pretty much most of the time I've been here. Like, if we get just a second or 30 minutes or something, he's probably sitting somewhere jamming. What's up?
Howdy.
That's Hannah. What's up? We
Hannah.
made it.
Hannah?
You made it to Utah.
Utah.
Missed this whole group.
This is this.
You
one.
said made it. Are you?
Yeah.
You guys are still hanging out in PC, right? Riding in boats, eating lots of fish food,
I'm a boat.
or just fish. You're a boat.
Yep.
A boat what? That's Canadian.
What? What's Canadian?
A boat.
Boat?
Like about.
Boat?
You sack of shit.
I don't understand. I ain't speak Canadian. Come on.
I don't speak Canadian. Yeah, no, so there's a lot of big changes coming up. One of the big things that we're pushing for when we buy the house is to have an actual studio. So actually build tons of shit, have better equipment, have a better setup. And ultimately what would be really cool is, since we're going to be interviewing a lot of the people here, that somebody will like what we do and maybe want to not necessarily buy it up, but basically take part in it. Bring a lot of money in and say, hey, I got this person.
That's wishful thinking mostly.
It is.
But
That's exactly what I'm
there's
talking
a lot
about.
of studios around here that that have amazing setups, and wouldn't it be cool if we could somehow get in with one of those guys and end up with a professional space?
That's kind of what I'm talking about. Somebody who likes what we do and basically wants to see it go further, and
yeah,
whether they bring the
that'd be nice.
studio
I mean,
or
one thing I will say, I do think it's wishful thinking to an extent, but I will say
Team Motherfucking Love.
Tony.
Tony, yeah, I don't know if this is Hannah on here or Tony, or both maybe. Tony, maybe both of them.
What's the difference? I was never really able to tell them apart.
Tell the difference between Hannah and
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. That's silly.
That's very Jake.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very Jake.
Anyway, I will say though, I think there's way more opportunity in Nashville than there is in Albany for something like that.
Yeah,
There's
no
more
doubt.
studios per square mile in Nashville than there is anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. There's a whole district, right? That's all it is music studios.
A lot of the houses here, you'll see they have dedicated studio spaces. Like if you look through them online, you have to be a little bit above our budget, but
Yeah.
it doesn't take much more to see stuff that's built as home studios.
Yeah, I want to eventually get at that level. I think what we do is really cool. I like that it's never really been about the money for us.
That said, if we started making money, it would totally be about the money for me.
I don't know, I've always just liked the idea of just
I would
hanging
sell
out
out
with people, talking
Yeah.
about what they do, drinking a beer with people, and just kind of really
Right.
just hanging out.
That's kind of already what I do, and hang out with people and drink beers with them, And so this is the natural fit for me.
Yeah.
I would be doing this somewhere anyway.
Right. That's one of the reasons why we've never really pushed to make money on Twitch. So if I become an affiliate, which I've been I've already matched to be an affiliate a long time ago on Twitch. It's the way you can start making money. You know, the more subscribers you can get bits and donations and all that jazz. But I wouldn't be able to do restream. I wouldn't be able to send it to the people watching on Facebook or the people watching on YouTube. And we would, you know, our numbers would diminish. Yeah, we wouldn't be making money. I've poured a crap ton of money in. It'd be nice to get some of it back. But ultimately, that's not really why I do it. Ultimately, like I pay out a lot. So a lot of times when I do episodes at businesses, like small businesses, I usually try to buy gift cards to give away, or I try to work something out to where something can be given away. You all right?
What's the beer?
Oh. I really want to talk about what the people do and how they got into it, whether it's they have a skill or they have a small business, where they're going with it.
Right. Yeah. I think, there's a couple of things I want to do in the future down the line.
Yeah.
What would be really cool to me is to do some kind of like 20 or 30 minute podcast. And I think the way we would do it is we would talk a little bit about, like, we would just make our Monday nights a little bit longer.
Right.
And maybe we do exactly what we do now, and then like there's like moments in this where it's really funny, or we're just like, oh, that was an interesting topic, and then like right after the show, or maybe, or something, we'll talk about that for a while, and then we edit all the stuff, and then
it's like a podcast after hours.
Yeah, basically, and break it down into a smaller. I think there'd be a lot of potential with something like that, where we just, and we could edit out all of the spots where I don't know what to talk about.
That's one of the things about the show is it's. Yes.
Sorry.
So one of the things about the show is that we do all this like improv. Like we don't want to like plan out too much. Like obviously all of this has been planned out, and who I'm going to have on. But I try to, when I have somebody I interview, I don't try to ask them any questions beforehand if I can avoid it.
Yeah.
So I want my response to be genuine and their response to be genuine. And
right.
I just want everything to be genuine. So like writing out some form of a script or I mean, right. I suppose that having like bullet points could help if you have.
We tried that before, but then we would end up interviewing somebody all the way through and be like, oh shit, I forgot to look at this.
Yeah,
that's what happened the whole time. It was funny. Like we originally we were like, man, let's write stuff down so we don't make fools of ourselves. Let's like have some idea of what we're going to talk about. And honestly, the trick for us was to just get used to doing this. And
yeah. Let's go into this big boy.
This one?
No, I mean he's a big boy, but he's not the biggest boy.
You want to do the big one?
Yes. Let's go and get the big one out. Yeah.
This is an IPA. That's the thing. This is a Flemish sour red, I guess.
Which would go really well with the sour we just drank.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay.
As far as in our glass as well.
This is one of the ones I'm most excited for.
Which is probably why he didn't want to drink it next. He was like,
well, honestly, it couldn't be last because we have to do the stouts last. But yeah, so this is an ale brewed with pine buds, sage blossoms, and arugula flowers. And it says so. It's a Blackberry Farm brewery.
You call it arugula?
So it's a Bière d'Automne. Yeah, d'Automne? Automne?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's French. It's in French. It says, but autumn beer, basically. And it's not autumn, but it doesn't matter.
We're drinking that shit regardless.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If this, maybe it'll make it feel like autumn for the next like couple days, and it'll be like, yeah, this is a great fall. I'm ready for Halloween.
It's got like a little yin and yang on there.
Yeah. So it's a collaboration of Fort Collins Brewery with Blackberry Farm. Yeah. So
that's all that writing. That's all you got out of it.
Okay, so after the first half of this collaboration between two old friends, the Fort Collins Brewery, new Belgium blender Lauren Limbach made her way out to Blackberry Farm in the foothills of the Smoky Mountain. For the next edition, Pilsner Munich and rye malts lay the foundation with a touch of fresh blossoms and bud that the crew handpicked at the farm. This spicy, funky ale was then matured and bottle conditioned with Beelan Viscous and our native wild yeast Fodder beer.
Oh.
So
It's gonna be a tardy boy.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Flemish Red.
I thought that's what this was. No, so it's actually interesting. So it's actually New Belgium and Blackberry Farms.
Let's fuck it up.
And, and also the Fort Collins Brewery guy, which I haven't been to. Should we drink it
Yes.
right now?
Yes.
You want me to open this and pour it right now?
Yes. Into my glass or directly into my mouth.
Into your glass or into mine?
You can
both
pour
of our
it. You
glasses?
can pour it into my ass at this point. I just need you to pour it.
Okay.
You can pour it directly into my butt. We'll go.
That was fucking crazy. I felt it go right by my face. Holy shit. That could have actually hurt. Did you see how fast the cork disappeared? Holy fuck. That was insane. I felt it go right by my face. I could have lost an eye. All right, well, this is the first beer I think I've had in a while that's tried to murder me. But
Somebody bought that with Foodstamps, and they're like, when he opens it,
he's gonna die.
he will die.
Okay, that's exciting right there. Wow.
Quit teasing me, man. Just get into it.
You pour just a little. I want to get some near the bottom of this.
Look, got a little bit of drag at the bottom or something. No.
There's some funk in this for sure. Yeah. But I say let's split the last of the two. You know, once we get down to about half. Yeah, perfect.
He's putting me on a leash. Jake, fuck off.
Sorry. Goddamn cheers.
Smell is it's a funky boy.
Oh, that's great. That's my number one so far.
And it's not
There's some spice to it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking this was gonna be a sour, but it's definitely not.
It could be like a Flemish Red though, which has just a little bit of that tartness, you know. You know, while still being kind of.
So where is this out of? Like state, county? I mean, I know it's a collaboration, so that's a little harder to map. Cheers.
So, Wayland, Tennessee, or Walland, I'm not sure, Wallland. Spelled like Walland, yeah. So I guess Walland, Tennessee
Wallland.
is where Blackberry Farm is.
Land of walls.
And then, of course, you know, New Belgium's from wherever they are from. I don't remember. No.
Death. You almost died.
Yeah, no, that was terrifying.
Cheers. We're not sure who is out. I'm assuming it's Hannah, but then when I saw T motherfucking Love, I'm assuming
maybe
Tony.
that's just something Hannah says sometimes. Like, she might not necessarily be hanging out with Tony.
No, they're both in Vegas or in PC right now.
PC, where's that?
Panama City.
Where's that?
Yes. Florida.
Where's that in relation to where we are?
It's probably 8 hours, 9 hours south of here.
South. Where? South.
9 to 10 hours south of here. Yes.
And so, the south would be like, if we were looking at a map, is that going up?
Yes.
Or
Yes, you're correct.
okay.
It's the complete opposite of west.
Right. Right.
This fucking guy.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, Brandon. Just drink this goddamn beer.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
What was that thing we were going on about earlier? Like 90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking
Yeah, it's that
about.
old guy. 90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
That really is kind of how I feel
Yeah.
most of the time. I have no clue what's going on.
We just talk.
Yeah.
That's part of the greatness of the show. So we've got 3 beer left.
Yeah, but they're all tall ones. This is gonna take us a while.
What's one of the most exciting things about me coming to live here? Cheaper rent?
Cheaper rent's up there.
I figured.
No, it's so. You know, the thing that sucks about being in the apartment complex here is, you know, it's not only is it a little expensive.
Especially now.
We really may not save a whole lot of money when we own a spot. I mean, it'll definitely be cheaper than this.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing at least you're paying at least half of what you're paying here, probably, or you will be paying half of what you would be paying.
You know, I still think we'll probably end up spending $800 or $900 a piece. You know, after it's all said and done. That's not just the mortgage. That's like taxes.
Oh yeah, taxes
and that sort of stuff. You know.
Yeah, and utilities and all that jazz.
Right. You know, I mean, with utilities, this place is already 14.
Why's your? Oh, it's because you run the AC at like.
Yeah,
30
I have
degrees.
to keep the. I don't run it that low, but I do run it low, and I run the dehumidifiers.
He's getting prepared to
keep it dry in here.
He's getting prepared slowly but surely to move to Antarctica. So he's.
I'm not, but kind of.
Yes, he's going to Antarctica, and he's slowly trying to get ready for those negative degrees. So he's keeping his house.
I might go to Antarctica.
Colder and colder.
That'd be kind of fun. To go to Antarctica.
You talked about it a good bit.
I did, yeah. Well,
you talked about it a couple times. You talked about it when we were at Mac and Mick McPubby's pub.
Oh yeah, I've mentioned it many times. It's been on my. It would be a lot of fun to go to Antarctica.
And you said something about being a machinist in space.
Well, one day they will need machinists in space. They don't right now, but eventually they will.
You're wanting to be the first machinist in space?
Oh no. But I'm just saying, it's like that's like the kind of thing that will one day happen. So that's why machinists get jobs in Antarctica, you know, during the winter when they only have 40 people there, because they have to have somebody that can do that.
You're in space, you know, grinding something out on a metal lathe, and there's tons of little metal pieces flying everywhere.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, the physics of actually machining something in space probably are really wacky.
Centrifugal force? Or it's not even
yeah, I mean, all sorts of stuff would be different. It would cause all kinds of problems. Because materials wouldn't just fall away; they'd gather around it.
Yeah, they'd
orbit it.
They would be like a hurricane around it, just kind of.
And that would cause all kinds of problems. It would be a disaster. Probably, maybe it can't be done. I don't know.
You'd probably have some kind of vacuuming device that kind of stays behind. If you get the blade right, you know, at a certain angle, then if they have the thing, there's only one way that they can go.
Brandon.
So it'll just suck it up. Done.
Not to change the subject.
I fixed the whole space machinist problem right there.
Not to change
Done.
the subject, but let's kidnap the Pope.
Replace him with a squirrel.
We could.
With a Pope outfit.
We could, yeah.
Nobody would know the difference, and he would probably be equally as effective.
Maybe.
And I think a little bit more holy as well.
I don't know.
I would pray to that Pope.
I've been thinking about kidnapping the Pope for a minute, you know, and it just seems like...
You're literally going to have somebody busting down our door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
They're all just going to be
It's a good thing nobody watched this.
I would say Italian, but they would actually be Swiss guards, and they're all just busting in.
Right, with their halberds and stuff, and I'm oh, fuck.
No, they've got machine guns, man.
They have halberds, too.
Yeah, I mean, they stay on they all about protecting the Pope.
I feel like those guys. Could
I hire them with food stamps?
Probably not. The Pope probably gives them cash.
I just have to give them worth more in food stamps to have my own Swiss army.
It'd be kind of cool to have a Swiss army, but I feel like that'd be difficult. I was gonna say though is I feel like they might be the first. That might be the first army in history to ever employ a gun lance or a gun blade. You know, I could see them having a halberd machine gun one day.
Like something out of Final Fantasy?
Yeah. I really feel like if any army in the world was gonna do that, it would be them. Don't you think?
The Swiss?
Yeah.
Just because they're so Swiss Army knives and stuff, it's all like.
Well, no, I mean because I could just see the Vatican guys having a halberd, a halberd machine gun.
Maybe a machine gun or have a halberd.
I haven't been to the Vatican. You have, so.
You didn't? You didn't go to Rome? Oh boy.
Fuck Rome.
Rome was nice, man.
I'm gonna go the next time I'm there.
Rome's dope, man.
I really wanted to go.
There's
I
just
just
so much
didn't
shit
have
there.
time.
It is touristy, but with good reason.
Really?
There's a reason a lot of people are flocking there. I mean, you're walking on streets that are older than Christ.
Yeah. You know, I'm older than Christ.
You're the Messiah. Of course you are.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
I was supposed to tell him, was I?
No, it's gonna build up the suspense a little. Wait until next year. Make it a really big surprise. But
there's one person who's gonna be like, I get the reference.
Yeah.
Just one person.
Man, what do you think of this beer? I think it's good.
Yeah, I dig it.
It's good. Yeah. It doesn't have like.
I was waiting for you to say something a little more profound. Just like. It's good.
What?
Yes.
Yes. This keeps turning off.
You have a timer on it. If you don't do anything on it, then
I don't
you.
know how to turn that off. My
Technology, right?
My computer, yeah, my computer didn't used to do that, but now it does. Shit. We need to like fuck around with the settings, but like I don't want to do that
Give
now.
Tony a shout out. Is Tony writing this? Tony is
Hi,
writing this.
Tony, this is your shout out, man. Shout out to Tony.
Tony, thanks for the limo,
yeah.
Tony.
Yeah, cheers.
Our
Cheers to
last time in not my last time in Vegas, but y'all's last time. Well, your last time in Vegas.
Did you go back after?
Yeah. Remember I was supposed to meet you in.
Oh, in Denver, but then you were just like, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, I was waiting on somebody, and I didn't hear back from them.
I was not mad about it because I had an excellent time in Denver.
Word up, this is T Love.
Nice. You know, I miss hanging out down there.
We can go do some more crazy stuff in Vegas.
Hey,
we're actually a lot closer to an airport.
I would love to go back to Vegas. I've been thinking about it lately. I thought about it a few weeks ago because I want to go out there and get more of those 100 milligram edibles. They were really good.
Yeah.
It's not normally the thing that motivates me, but I was thinking about it like a week or two ago, and I was like, man, those are pretty good.
Hannah driving 100 miles an hour in Death Valley.
Yeah.
Same.
I remember I was like, that was one of the funniest moments to me because I'm like sitting in the back talking with, like Leah's right there, you know, and I'm like sitting in the back and we're driving real fast and like we're both a little bit scared and I was like, there's no way out of this. I looked at her and I said, there's no way out of this. You would just go down the rabbit hole and I just handed her a gummy and we just...
Shortly thereafter, Hannah's like,
yeah.
What happens if I just drive off this cliff? And y'all in the back are looking over at each other like, oh my god.
Hey,
Let's do a Vegas trip.
Aren't we coming up? We're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of that trip. That's like
it's been over a year, hasn't it?
No, I don't think so. I think that's like wait, no, has it been? Is it? No, not yet. I think our Vegas trip was like July.
Round 2, BB.
It was like July. Yeah, let's. Why don't we do an anniversary trip? Shit.
I'm down.
I haven't been in forever, and it's kind of nice.
And then we probably won't get. We probably still will.
The rates
get
aren't bad.
Heat detection on us when we walk into a place to make sure we don't have COVID and.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee has dropped their mask mandates because everybody's vaccinated now. So
we survived. Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to do a Vegas round 2. I had so much fun last time. I spent an enormous amount of money, but it was fun.
Yeah, that's because.
It'll be fun though, especially. Why don't we celebrate buying our house that way? That'd be a good way to do it.
It's an HR anniversary.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be totally up for another Vegas trip. I had so much fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Really why it costs a lot of money is Tony's like, all right, I want Wagyu steak. I want this, I want this, I want this. And he starts ordering all this stuff.
That was fun.
And then he's like, we're splitting it all, right? Equal pay?
It was fine. I loved that about it. I mean, we had some really good dinners. And I like going out and spending my money on food. That honestly, that probably accounts for about half of what I spend my money on.
That was actually that day, yeah. That was that day that Jake defriended me.
Oh, that's right. Because it was because you left. You went to one of the nicest dinners, that I've ever been to, without even bothering to try and wake me up. Okay, you did call me over 70 times.
Yes. Over that time, Hannah and I tried to get in touch with you.
I had
Tony trying to get in touch with you.
I had somewhere between 70 calls and 100 messages, and I don't know. I was only mad because it was fun to be mad, and I hardly ever get to be mad at you, so it was kind of fun.
He got in the taxi and
I told the Uber driver, I was like, I'm literally, I'm better friends with you right now than with my friend Brandon.
it was cold times. I just want best for my friends.
Yeah, I want all my friends to be happy. It's a song.
I remember us in one of the casinos, and you know, it's like super late. It's not a lot open. I mean, the casinos are obviously open, but
Casino?
yeah, we're in the casinos, and yeah, Hannah's like running around and just like unplugging, like the guy's like cleaning the or he's like vacuuming the floors or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And she's just like scampering around, unplugging.
Yeah.
And
you called me squirrely.
This old guy is trying to figure out why the fuck his machine is not working anymore. He just walks by the socket and is like,
That poor bastard. It was pretty funny.
We'll give you some drag.
Yeah. That's why we drink it in 2 waves. Look how much darker that is than it was before.
Oh yeah, I see my little floaty boys.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that was a fun trip. Yeah, I think we should do that again.
Can I do that right here?
Huh?
Look at the camera. Yeah.
That was a horrible heart. It was really deformed. That was actually.
That's art.
Anytime you
That's an
try to
accurate
draw,
representation of our
I know
art.
that was almost anatomic. I mean, like we almost had an anatomical art. And like anytime you try to do like a cartoon fake heart and it comes out looking like an anatomical
So the
art,
Japanese just
really
didn't give a fuck about it and just they're like, fuck it, let's run it.
I love the cutesy little tiny Japanese hearts. That's my favorite thing.
They take all their photos like that, right? It was like this for a long time, and then it went to this.
Yeah, well, I learned that from some girls on the subway in Japan.
Had that conversation come up.
They were we just talked for a minute, and then they all just did this, you know, and I was just like, "What is that? I've never seen that before." And they told me what it was.
And then you started using that all the time.
Yeah.
So you'd buy sushi at a shop, and then you leave, you'd be like, and they're like, yeah, pay me, and you're like, I don't want that, just give me money.
Get this shit out of here. Yeah, it was pretty.
Did you ever tell the story about your small Japanese shop in the hike?
I've told that story.
On the show?
Yeah, I think so. Probably. I don't know. I reminisce that story all the time. I have all kinds of weird little stories about that trip. I need to go back because the thing about traveling is, you make these trips and it stays in your head for a while and you really enjoy it. But then, like, after like a year or two, it's all in the past. You need to go relive it.
And I also think that, like, sometimes when you go on these trips, if you're just going there for a little while, right? Let's say you're just in Kyoto for like 4 or 5 days, and you don't go again for another 5 years. Kyoto, in your mind, if it's a great experience, is perfect, right? It is perfect. There's all these great experiences. You kind of put it up on a super high shelf.
Yeah.
So
I've been on a shelf before.
I think taking multiple trips, and you as a person, you change as well. You become wiser. You become, more intelligent. All of these things that you're going back as a different person, so your experience might be different as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you're running it all through the. That thing stays on. So when you're in your room and you're turning on your porn.
Is that happened?
We hear it in here.
I'm just kidding.
And we're like, Jake must be watching some of his really weird Jack Stauber videos.
No, I do leave that thing on. So it's just easier than turning it on and off.
Yeah, it blinks at night. It just continuously blinks.
Sometimes I will turn on porn and I'm like, where's the noise? And I'll be like, what the fuck?
There's some neighbors down the street that you just
and it's
somehow
really
you
just,
see.
it's really just plastic with Bluetooth. Oh yeah, can you imagine like you connect it to like what if Bluetooth had like infinite range and like you connect it to like your friend's Bluetooth once in their like car, and then you like turn on porn or something, and then just suddenly just getting porn noises.
They're going through the drive-through. Like, hey, can I get it? And they're like, I'm sorry, sir, I didn't catch that.
Jesus Christ.
That would be great, and that is the future. Honestly, that is going to be the future. Expect it.
Porn noises in the drive-thru.
Yes.
That's a good band name. Porn noises in the drive-thru.
I think actually somebody should record video. Like somebody should go through and record those videos. Like not record porn, but they should. You know how people go and like prank drive-thrus?
Can you imagine?
Do it with just porn.
What about like the porn where like where they're like driving through traffic, you know, and they're like in the back seat? What if you go through a drive? Would that be great? If that was going on, and they're filming it in the back seat, and this guy just fucking goes through a drive-thru
With porn just blasting on us.
No, like with two people in the back seat recording porn.
Yeah, that is true. You could do
You
that.
could do that.
No, don't mind them. They get stage fright.
Like,
Don't
mind them.
say
That's
anything
just
to them.
like, oh yeah.
No, I think what would
They're
be
working
better
right now.
is to go through different porn videos, right?
Why are we
All right.
talking about porn?
Well, listen. You
Okay.
go through different porn and you take different sound clips
Right.
and you answer all their questions with sound
Porn sounds.
Yes. So
Oh, it's
they like do you want the small fry or do you want the large fry? Oh yeah, I want it big. Just any of that kind of stuff.
no.
Put it right
No.
there.
No. God. That would be kind of fun to have. Like, oh, we should do that. You know, like some shows they have like all their pre-recorded noises and they know it. You know, they can press it and it's like applause or whatever.
I've been working on that.
We should do that, but entirely porn. Take all of the sounds from porn. Please, let's do that.
So
I mean, that would be great. It's like, the funny thing is, it's like, no matter what they say or how out of context it is, somehow you would still know that it came from porn video.
yeah.
You'd still somehow be able to tell.
So I'd ask you how you like the beer. You'd hit a button and be like, "Fuck yeah, daddy."
It doesn't have to be that over the top. It'd be like, oh yeah, you know? Something like that. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna choke on it. It's so big. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Alright, let's drink this beer.
He's palpably uncomfortable right now.
I brought this up myself. I started this conversation.
Yeah.
This isn't my normal topic. But Aaron, what up?
What's up?
Long time.
Oh, AJ.
Rest
Oh,
in
Aaron
peace.
Johnson. He's not dead, but
Oh, I thought he was dead.
yes, he's speaking from the grave.
Well, that happens.
With
You
his
know?
ghost wife.
I once had like a multiple day conversation with somebody who was dead on Facebook. What?
Elaborate.
No,
Is his family?
No, it's just like, you know, somebody they died and I like messaged him like, oh man, sorry you died. And we talked, he was like, yeah, it's
They're like, it's cool, it happens.
it's cool, it happens. It's not so bad over here, honestly. And like we talked for a little bit about that, you know. It was pretty funny.
I think these porn sounds,
The-
every time somebody, I would love,
It'd be great to have like pre-recorded porn sounds for
Yes.
all of our, yeah.
I actually want that, you know, we said it obviously as an 18 show, 18 plus, so we can have these audio files. We're not going to have nudity or anything like that, but
No.
but it allows us to have cussing and a, you know, adult kind of stroke killed me.
Oh shit! I remember that. Man, I'm gonna be in town next month. If anybody wants to, if you want to see me, you know, it'd be great. I'm gonna probably go by Mello just to like sort of catch up with people. I know you probably don't work there anymore.
You came back.
Did you come back? Yeah. Well, I'll swing by Mello then. I'm gonna go by a couple places just to hopefully see some people, because there's no way I'll be able to tell everybody that I'll be in town for the first time in like a year.
Yeah. It's been a little bit for sure.
It's been 8 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I definitely think that having, like, anytime anybody like follows or subscribes us,
Just,
it'd be like, oh, daddy, or something like that.
I don't know. That's we could.
I think that'd be hilarious.
We gotta come up with some fun sounds that would just, that would be fun. Yeah.
Anytime we get a good beer, somebody hits. I mean, I think what would be great is if, so there's a way, I don't know how to do it yet, but there's a way to allow people to access sound waves on ours. So aside from them liking or following in it kicking off the widget, but they can actually hit a button and something will happen, or they can offer a certain amount of bits.
Right.
Or a donation, and it'll kick off. Hell yeah, picking up shifts, but it's 100%.
Every time I work.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Clever.
It's 100% it's shit every time he works. It's a shit show every time he works. I get it. Yeah. 90% of the people there are like high schoolers.
I mean, I probably won't know hardly any of the staff when I go back. And the last time I went there, 7 or 8 months ago, I hardly knew any of the staff.
Well, Mikey's there.
Well, I'll know Mikey.
Olivia's there.
Okay,
Chandler's
Mikey,
there.
Olivia, TJ.
TJ's gone.
TJ's gone?
Yeah.
What happened to TJ?
He's doing some massage therapy thing.
What? In 1,000 years, I would have never seen that coming.
He I think has a friend or a friend of his wife that it does that, and he thought he had some interest in it, so he picked it up. And 100 times every time I work.
$100 every time. Yeah, well, that's worth it,
Yeah, I mean that's more than some of the servers are making out there busting. I mean, not saying you're not busting balls, because of course you're in the back, busting ass in the back. But
the thing with serving and getting really busy is like it takes you to like serving is like it's like all or nothing. Is what it feels like.
You're either making great money or trash money.
Well, right. You're either. I mean, when I was at Mellow, I was rarely ever just medium busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was usually either doing nothing, and by nothing I mean truly nothing, or it was like, holy fuck, I've never been this busy in my life. I have 12 tables and they're all complicated.
Come do shots with us.
You wanna take shots right now?
No, that's well, we're not taking with anybody else but us.
Take a shot. You never have shots. I have. It won't be whiskey or anything. I've got Fernet, which is fantastic.
What is it?
Fernet. It's an Italian liqueur.
It's liqueur. Who takes shots of liqueur? Vegas bombs. We don't have.
No, it's like 30% ABV. It's good. I mean, I'll usually have a beer and a Fernet when I get home from work and just kind of chill.
Just Fernet about it.
Yeah, just Fernet about it, huh?
Not in Vegas though. Vegas bombs.
Yeah. No, ordering Vegas bombs in Vegas is
lame.
That's lame. You have to order. Vegas is kind of a classic cocktail city, I think.
Well, I mean, you were ordering
I drank a lot of
atomic
scotch.
bomb shots in
Yeah.
Nagasaki. Was it Hiroshima or Nagasaki?
Oh well, actually, that's the funny thing about Hiroshima. I forgot about that. Yeah, in Hiroshima, a lot of the places just like they really play on the atomic bomb thing. Like, I went to a tonkatsu restaurant, which is that's almost like it's like pan fried pork. It's real good, and the sauce was called atomic sauce, and it was like, atomic sauce, really? And
They're
they had
savages.
They had stuff like that everywhere, and it was like literally all of your ancestors were killed by this thing. I mean, I mean, you could. I mean,
that'd be like us having 9/11 shots.
Yeah, it really would be. There's like bomb. I mean, it would be even worse.
Well, 9/11 would be 2 kamikazes. You just take them back to back.
Yeah.
You drop a kamikaze and a kamikaze, and it's the shot.
Yeah, I honestly, what what would be a fun video to record? Going into bars and ordering drinks that just don't exist. Let's go to a bar and just like, hey, can I get 2 9/11s, please? And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, what is that? We're not gonna make that, whatever it is. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And Taylor's like, wow. What's up, Taylor Mixon?
Taylor, what up?
Aaron Johnson, but I think 5 pizzas fucked up. That's about $100 or so. Plus, I get ticket times low when I do work. Yeah, because you've been there for a hot minute, like I have. So, you know, they really should value people who have experience there, and they'll end up staying there.
Yeah. What are some other fucked up shots you could take?
I
I feel like 9/11 is recent enough that if you went into a bar and ordered a 9/11, you know, people would be like, "What the fuck, dude?" You know, that would be you would inevitably offend somebody.
Something that's maybe not
But what else is
offensive, like Boston Massacre shots.
You could, that's probably been made a shot somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere is probably. You just have to have really poor taste.
Yeah, or good taste, depending on your.
Depending,
You know.
I feel like us doing an episode, you know, or recording videos of us doing stuff in very poor taste might be, in fact, in very good taste. It's like one of those ironic things. I don't know.
I don't understand irony. What is that?
I mean, like, you know how it's like something that normally isn't funny, but it's funny because it isn't funny.
What if it's not funny? Then it shouldn't be funny. I had one at Leap Hub years ago. LCR is what it was called, but they gave it to 21-year-olds to mess them up.
Oh man!
It felt like rock hit my stomach when I took it. Yeah, it's kind of like the.
Nice. Yeah. Well.
It's kind of like the Jaeger and mayonnaise, the smoker's cough.
Oh yeah, I ain't doing that shit. I don't like weird drinks usually. Let's just take a goddamn shot.
We're doing absinthe a couple nights ago. Was that last night?
Yeah, the absinthe.
Two
I love
nights
the absinthe bar. The way we did it last time was just that's how I like that place. You go there and have one drink and eat some chocolates and then leave.
Yeah. So their chocolate, that place. What's it called during the day?
Oh, Tempered.
Tempered, and at night it's the Green Hour.
Green Hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a chocolate shop,
it's
right?
It's a coffee shop and a chocolate shop during the day, and
they
then
make
at
their
night.
own chocolate.
Yeah, they do, and the coffee's very, very good too. It's a really good little coffee shop, and at night on the weekends it converts into a secret absinthe bar, and all the lights turn green, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because like they're not green during any of the other times.
That's a pretty cool place.
That's honestly one of my favorite spots.
How'd you
in
find
Nashville. I was looking for places that had an absinthe selection and stumbled upon it. Honestly, I gained a lot out of that place retrospectively.
You got a lot of friends.
I did actually. So like in the first couple weeks I went there, I met Ty and I met Erica, who are two of my very good friends now. And they account for, like, between the two of them, they account for almost half of all the people I hang out with.
Yeah. Erica was cool. We hung out with her a couple nights ago.
Yeah, she's real cool.
I'd like to have her on the show. She didn't have to necessarily do any kind of name dropping, just talk about what she does. And I've heard of a speakeasy in
there's a
Atlanta.
real good. I went to a real good speakeasy in Atlanta once. I can't remember the name, but it was like a cigar and whiskey bar. And the interesting thing about it was it's like in downtown Atlanta, which is kind of crowded, so I don't hang out there much. But
like the atrocity that is downtown Nashville.
Oh, it's not as bad. Downtown Atlanta is all like skyscrapers and shit, though. So it's just, it's just wild and crazy, and it's impossible to park and very hard to get in and out of. And so I never liked it there.
And Nashville is just pink hats, party buses.
The
cowboy
bachelorette
boots.
parties. You can drown in bachelorette parties here.
Yeah, no, that's kind of why I want. People were like, "Hey, you should work downtown," and I was like, "That sounds awful." You're gonna make money. You will make money, but there are places like. So I talked to the guys at the Butcher and Bee.
Which you'd make a fucking fortune there.
Butcher and Bee sounds great, and there's also Pharmacy, which I talked to them, and I think both of those would be good choices for me. And I've got 20 years plus of experience, so
you get hired anywhere that needs people. I mean, they'll. All you have to do is be able to walk in and have a good conversation with whoever's in charge.
The one I heard of was hidden in a red phone booth.
I don't know that one, but the one I went to, the interesting thing about it is it was like there's like 4 bars on that block, right? And all of them, like shared like a warehouse basically, where they like stored extra stuff.
Right.
And it was just, I mean, it was basically just, because they all had the same like landlord or whatever, and so they all shared a warehouse where they stored all of their extra stuff. And they converted the front of that warehouse into a bar. In order to get into that bar, you had to go to all 3 of the other bars and ask the bartender for the password. And then you combine all 3, and that's the password.
They only give you a password once you buy something, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure
exactly.
you're not that guy who goes in and is like, what the fucking password? And he's like,
yeah, you have to buy something.
Tangelon.
You had to buy something, and it would change all the time. So you had to go to the other 3 bars in order to get into the other bar, and I thought it was a super cool concept. The best thing about it though is it's a completely unmarked door in the back of an alley. So you walk down this sketchy alley, and then you knock on the door, and you're supposed to like knock like 3 times or whatever, and then like a little thing opens, and somebody just says what. And and then you tell him the thing, and suddenly he gets real nice, and he opens the door, and he's like, "Welcome in," and it's. But like, if you don't tell him the password, he just closes his thing and says, "Go away." it's fucking great.
It does sound great. So when I was in, I think I was in Belfast, Ireland, and there was a place that was. I love places that have kind of repurposed what they were during the day, something different at night. So this was a hardware store during the day. So there's saws, wood, anything you could need. Think of like a small Irish version of Home Depot, but like extremely small. Think of the size of like Charlie B's. And they've got tables, they've got all their stuff out, but at night they turn into a bar. So they just push all that shit off into the corner, and it's a full-on Irish bar.
Nice.
There's people dancing. There's an Irish band that's playing Irish jigs.
So we have Nashville has a couple of like good like themed bars kind of, and I like themed bars.
We've gone to 2 that since I've been here.
Well, Green Hour counts as one in my opinion. It's like got some sort of overall theme. What's the other one you're thinking of? Okay,
maybe I'm not thinking of that. Okay, I'm thinking of like Mac and McPuffy's Pub,
oh,
Irish
okay,
bar,
right.
or the McFlurnigan's, or what was that place called?
McNamara's.
McNamara's.
Yeah, and the Irish pubs are technically themed bars, but like Atlanta had all kinds of like stuff where you would go out and you're like, man, this is such a zany place.
I need some ruin bars, like what they have in
do you
Budapest.
Remember? Actually, we went to Sister Louisa's in Athens. You remember
that
Sister
cool,
Louisa's? Yeah. There's one in Atlanta that's real similar.
It's like mixed Christianity and lots of debauchery.
It was fucked up. That place is. I love the name. It's Sister Louisa's Church of the Living and Ping Pong Emporium. What a name! And
it did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint. No. But the thing that's exciting about it is you walk in and you're like, why is this place decorated with hundreds of Pee Wee Hermans?
Yeah.
This is strange. And
then there's the Christian motif everywhere, so there's like,
Yeah, it's like all like crucifixes and stuff, but like there's like a Jesus, there's like a full-size Jesus hanging from the ceiling with like a 6-foot strap on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that much, but
it's like there's sex dolls everywhere, and there's all kinds of just mixed Christianity with just ridiculous amounts of debauchery, like openly.
It's a sacrilege themed bar basically, and I love themed bars because they're just I like having I like discovering Athens? A place. Yeah, that was in Athens. There's also one in Atlanta. The more famous one is in Atlanta, but it's great to invite a friend out to somewhere like that, and they've never been there before, and you're like, ooh, I can't wait until they see this. That's why I like themed bars. Man, we should have gone to Rosemary's. That's one of my favorite bars here. So the downstairs is a lot of think like a little market where people will sell things, which is kind of exciting.
Like a boutique kind of.
Yeah, they have there'll be people that come and sell stuff, and it's always kind of cool and crowded. The upstairs there's a rooftop section to it where the bar has swing sets as the bar stools, which is just awesome.
It sounds like drunken people falling everywhere.
Yeah, that's probably how you get cut off there. But
you fall out of the swing. That's a great indication of your
Yeah.
your intoxication is basically you fall out of the swing.
Had
you're done.
a great time there though. Met some cool people. I don't know, a lot of fun. You know, Nashville doesn't seem to have too many like theme places.
Well, I mean, you've only been here a year, and
Yeah.
I feel like there's
I'm
just,
discovering new spots all the time still. Yeah. I need to go to various artists more often because it was amazing the last time I went.
So explain what it is.
It's a brewery, but they have all these guest chefs that come once a week, and they'll cook one thing, just one thing, and that's the food they have. And I mean, man, it was perfect last time. They did like grilled chicken, like a grilled chicken sandwich, you know, with like this sriracha hot sauce that they made that was just killer.
They just killed it. Something so simple, they just nailed it.
Yeah, they really did nail it. It was super good.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the place. They had great beer, good chill ass environment.
Yeah, it's a chill spot.
Hey, let's get into another beer, man.
Oh yeah, why not?
We've been mingling on this one for a while since it was a thick boy.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I dig it.
You know.
So eventually, something I want to buy, I want to make for the show is, you know, if we make it as like 6 is what we normally have for the show, or 6 beers that we're gonna rate. We'll have like an actual thing that we set the beers on. That we were like, okay, I think this is here, this is here, this is here.
Oh right, yeah.
And it's like, you know.
Yeah, we can do that. We can even like have like a really big gaudy blue ribbon that we just pin on one right at the end, just like bang, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
I mean, if we make the front of it, if we make the front of it a chalk, like something we can write on, we can put all kinds of stuff. So like, piss poor to fucking godlike.
Right.
It lets us put more on there. If you guys have any questions or y'all just want to talk, Taylor, Hannah, Tony motherfucking Singletary, Tony
Somebody call in,
motherfucking
yeah.
Love.
Why not? I wonder if those one guys will call in. Did they call in
I
last
didn't
week?
put my number up.
No number.
No, I didn't put it up this week.
Why not?
Because I just want to just kind of hang out.
Oh shit, Brandon, that makes me feel like, hell yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And every time I think that, you know,
I can't surprise you.
yeah.
Yeah.
What an exceedingly sweet man.
We're buying a house together, so I mean, we got to accept that a lot of people are going to think that we're lovers. So I might as well play the part.
Yeah, why not? Honestly, I mean, fuck. It'd be kind of funny.
I heard my name, but missed what y'all said.
Oh, we were saying if y'all have any questions, want to call in.
You want to talk shit?
Want to talk shit?
You want to just, talk anything, you can.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's Brandon's way of saying we're running out of material and have no idea what to talk about.
Yes. We're buying a house. We want to build a studio for this show to improve it.
Right, and
interview people throughout Nashville.
The main thing is that neither one of us make an incredible amount of money. So, buying a place on our own is difficult. But, but owning something does give you equity, and in the long term, we'd be able to sell it and then have, all that positive equity that we can, it wouldn't be unforeseeable for us to buy something, have it for a couple of years, sell it, and then we have enough money to, put the down payments on our own places.
Yeah.
And it could.
So we're not ballers. We just save money. So normally we would have been traveling. During COVID, we were not traveling. So normally, I kind of save up my money for traveling. I just put money aside.
Brandon's better at saving than I am.
I live very frugally and just put money off to the side. And I can't travel right now, not out of the state. So I during COVID, I was just kind of putting it off to the side.
I kind of my way of saving money is like.
We got to cut out hookers, strippers, and hired food stamp assassins. So
right, yeah. Well, I need to stop spending money on assassins, especially for dumb reasons.
Well, yeah, I mean, just because the guy cut you off doesn't mean.
Yeah, I was gonna say last week I had somebody assassinated because they cut me off in traffic.
Yeah,
and
there's that lady who at Chick-fil-A.
That costed $1,500.
That lady at Chick-fil-A who did not say "Have a good day" or whatever.
Yeah.
She's supposed to, and you're supposed to call her out on it. You did. And
right.
She said, "We don't do that anymore." So you hired an assassin. She no longer works there anymore.
Yeah.
What they're gonna do is the police are gonna tie a death to a local Nashville Chick-fil-A girl, a missing body to us, and they're like, you said it on your show.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Maybe we should have a policy of just not talking about murders we've committed on the show.
No, I think it's great.
Did you hear what I just said? That was definitely incriminating.
Yeah. So yeah, say like with us living together, people are gonna assume that we are a couple, so we might as well play the part.
Yeah, well, I feel like when it suits us, like...
Ooh, that's IPA.
Hypothetically, like if we're...
So here, talk about this. I'd hire someone to get the folks that stand in front of me when I'm trying to walk down the aisle at the grocery store.
Yeah, I can see that.
I hate people who park in handicap spots who aren't handicapped.
Honestly, people.
I hate people who don't put the buggy back in the buggy area when they're done with it.
These guys are lazy.
Yes. I hate people who, and you know, I'm not talking shit about you, Jake, because you do this habitually. People who don't use blinkers when they turn. I
use my blinker every time I turn.
They slam on their brakes and just turn.
If I don't use my blinker, people have no idea what I'm doing.
You drive like a maniac.
I do drive like a maniac.
You said I'm making advances.
Just piss off. Fuck off. I will, in fact, stab you. Okay, what are we drinking? Actually, you talk about it, because you haven't talked about one.
All right, so currently we have Breakside. It says, "What rough beast?" And it's cool because it has a guy fishing off of the arm of a giant kraken. It's a New England style IPA. Portland, Oregon is.
I like that it says "Seek and Enjoy."
Seek and Enjoy. It's from Portland, Oregon, and that's about the extent of the information I have on this. It says brewed in
Why did you tell people I don't use my blinker? I use my blinker.
Breakside Brewery, Portland, Oregon. And it is, it's a New England style IPA.
You mean Oregon?
Which is crazy because
it's not Oregon. It's Oregon.
Oregon is on the complete opposite side of New England. So them doing a New England style IPA
makes sense. Yeah. Oh, maybe it is.
Use your blinker.
I use my blinker. I swear. Why would you tell people that I don't use my blinker?
Jake fucking Clemens.
Jake fucking. JFC. I don't know what JFC means.
Jake fucking Clemens. It's your
Clemens
first
is my middle name. But
Jake fucking Clemens.
Could be that. I had one of the funny moments of guitar school, actually, years ago, was I had this teacher. He was looking at a thing that I was doing. I had like this really pretty piece of wood. And he was like, "Oh, that's really SFD." And I was like, "SFD? You've been saying that for like weeks."
Jesus fucking Christ!
It's like, what is that? What does SFD mean? He was like, "Super fucking deluxe," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Done. So sad story. Sad story. So back in high school, I was a fucking weeb. I was a more obvious weeb.
You're still fucking.
I was a more obvious weeb.
Right.
So I was in a wood shop and I had complete access to all of this fucking wood and all of these tools. So the weeb that I was, the fat nerdy glasses Jerry curl weeb that I was, I built a wooden katana. So everything from the full tong blade to the handles to the scabbard, I built all of it. Kind of like it was in high school. I was probably like a freshman. And I built the whole thing, and I was at the point where I was getting ready to put the lacquer and the the beetle shit on it and all of that.
Right.
I was going through all of that process, and I kept it hidden. You know, I did the main stuff the class required, and it's all bullshit and easy stuff. So I finished that up, and on the side, the other hour of the class, I did my own thing. I kept hiding it, and they found it, and they found out who made it. So the shop guy comes in, says, "Hey, Brandon, I need to talk to you. He's got a broken sword." And I was like,
"Is that what I think it is?
What the fuck happened to my sword?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, apparently he just said it got broken, but apparently his kid was kind of just running amok in there, found it, and went full fucking Highlander and started just hitting shit with a wooden sword." But I put a shit ton of time into that.
Mad.
I mean, everything was wooden, so the blade went full through the handle. I had wooden handles that were already like sanded down and coated. I had a 2-piece scabbard that it goes into that I basically use chisels to basically cut out the inside of it so the blade could fit into it, and then I was going to basically just wrap the whole thing afterwards. And yeah, they found it, busted it up, and I was
they were like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be making swords anyway.
Yeah, he was like using it as a point. He's like, yeah, don't do stuff like this in the class. Just stick to the material.
Like just make an end table.
Well, actually, we were doing coopering there.
Oh, cool. Barrels and shit.
Yeah, we were making barrels. We were steaming wood and using the metal, and we're doing some cooperage.
Fun. Yeah, that's a dying art.
And we actually did make tables as well. All the tables in the whole high school, we made all of the tables.
Damn.
I mean, it was fun. I learned a lot about woodworking, which I've lost in these
honestly,
20
dude,
years.
If you want to make a wooden sword with a scabbard, we can do it.
I need a wood shop.
I'm gonna have one really soon.
So when we buy a house, I want you to have your own area.
Well, I'm gonna do.
Where you can build whatever you want.
I think I'm going to get set up for some really specific minor stuff.
Why not have everything? Have a table saw.
Because I don't want all that space. I don't want to.
Did my bandsaw get lost in the fire?
No, I had that, and that was a scroll saw.
Scroll saw, yeah.
But
that could be really good for really small wood.
Yeah, maybe.
Very small.
It sort of does the same job that my bandsaw does, kind of. Because my bandsaw was one that was set up for. I mean, you can set up a bandsaw for doing really small stuff.
True.
And that's what I had mine set up.
That's one that's just made because it's really portable, and it's like from the 60s.
It's a cool little tool.
I definitely, when we get a house, I definitely want you to have a wood shop because I want to be able to go in there and make shit too.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm thinking about having like some sort of minimalistic setup where you'll be able to do a whole lot of stuff. I mean, but
a wood lathe. I want a wood lathe. How much do those fuckers cost?
They're not expensive, but if you're gonna have a lathe, you should get a metal lathe.
Can it do wood?
Yeah. You want to be able to do other stuff too, though. Ideally.
Because I'm wanting to do the whole Instagram popular and the epoxy, the colored epoxy.
Yeah, we can do whatever. I mean,
I said that mostly as a trigger, but he responded too well to that.
Yeah, no, we can do whatever. I mean, like, so the epoxy stuff I'm not usually a fan of, but because it's kind of contrived at this point.
Kind of sell out.
Yeah.
As a woodworker.
And it requires zero skill, but however, you would be able to do that kind of stuff with the sort of setup I'm going to have.
Yeah.
Because all that is gluing stuff together, basically, and I want to have the kind of setup where I can do like chessboards and cutting boards.
Yeah.
For the extra income. Cutting boards. If I went to a monthly market and made cutting boards, I'd make, several grand a month.
It sounds lame, but I bet visually it would be really pretty to have epoxy on the white and the black be ebony.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
To have a really pretty epoxy, and even if you wanted to, you can do it lit from the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do with it. I mean, the epoxy resin stuff is cool. It's just, I mean, it's not as cool as Instagram thinks it is.
No, don't worry. Dude, make it for you. Don't make it for anybody else. If you think
it's not something I'm opposed to. One of my favorite guitar builders in the whole world uses epoxy on everything he does, and I mean,
he's a badass.
Yeah, and it's all badass stuff, but it's tastefully done. And I mean, if
skillfully done.
Yeah, and it's skillfully done. Yeah, and I mean, he does stuff in all of his guitars that there's not 10 people alive that could do that shit. So it's cool sometimes, but I guess Instagram it's like everybody that I don't know, people glue two boards together and pour epoxy on it and call themselves a woodworker.
I mean, the same goes for anything, man.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what you're into, what thing that requires a little bit of skill. Take photography, for example. You've got people who are taking great photos on their phone or doing video editing, and everything was done on their phone, and it's all just for Instagram and TikTok likes, but the kind of art of it is actually getting lost in it.
Yeah, right, yeah. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
no matter what, I mean, I'm sure no matter what cool thing is out there, that somebody's out there ruining it with TikTok, like cool kind of.
And that's why I don't take. I mean, that's one of the main reasons I don't believe in taking photos. I'm not. Well, for one thing, I guess it's
I'll take photos of him. I'll be that guy because I like taking
I've
photos.
never been into. Now, taking photos for the sake of photography is one thing, but like I know people that will like, they'll do some sort of woodworking thing or guitar repair or something, and they'll take photos of every single thing, and it's just kind of like them trying to sell what they do to people, and that's the real turnoff for me, is that that you can just see how hard they're trying to sell what they do.
Yeah.
And
what about just photography in general? You seem to like whenever you went out with my camera that one time. And took
I enjoy photography for the sake of photography.
What's up, Leah?
Elle, what up?
Do it right up to the lens. Screenshot that.
I love it. Yeah. I haven't seen Leah in a while.
Next month.
Next month I'll be in town.
Be available, Leah. Next month.
Yeah,
end of the month.
I already talked to her. We're gonna probably hang out on the 26th. I don't know.
So one of the things that I'm doing, so when I do move in with you, expect that there will be a lot of photography going on.
Yeah. So no.
So I want you to join in with me.
I love that. Don't get me wrong. I love photography for the sake of photography. What I don't like is I don't know. I mean, I don't like people that say they're a woodworker or something.
She said she's going to New Orleans next month.
Yeah, she said she's leaving like real early, the 27th. So we were hoping to hang out maybe like the 26th. I don't know.
I like that Leah's becoming this traveler.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not saying that we had a part in this, Leah. Don't think that we're saying this, but we went on our first like really big trip. She'd never been on a plane. We went to Vegas. She had a great time. We all had a great time. Actually, Hannah's over here too. She's in Twitch. She
hasn't commented in a while. She may still be there.
She might still be there, but Tony Singletary's there too. They're in Panama City on boats and stuff. Boats and fish
and stuff.
Yeah, so she went from that to now Leah's like slowly just knocking out state after state. When borders open up, I could totally see her being
right. Well, so what we need to do, let's plan a trip out of the country where the basic idea will be we go for our own amount of time. Like, I know you're going to want to be out of the country for a month or two. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to do that. But I can, travel is affordable enough that I can go out of town. I mean, I can literally fly to Europe just for a weekend if I want to.
Let's meet in Hungary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do that.
I want you guys to go to ruin bars with me.
But I think we should all come up with a plan where we can all.
She said Spain.
Yes, I would love to go to Spain. I have good friends in Madrid. We can stay for free.
That's yeah. That's Jared. It says I make around $110,000 a year as heavy equipment mechanic. I never went to college, but I did go
to trade school.
Yeah,
I mean I went to a trade school.
What's up, Jared?
I don't make money.
He's a good guy, man. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Since the days of like hanging out with well, just back in the days. You get the idea.
Right.
It's been a hot minute. Brandon plots and all that. No, I don't want to become famous. I'm good on that.
Somebody on
Twitch
telling us we can be like some sort of I don't know.
I don't care to be famous.
Oh well,
I
we do talk about he's our name being Tradeskills.
Yeah.
We have to explain that and why we may eventually change our name.
So no. So what the show originally is, and it was before COVID. That we would meet with people with trades or with unique skills. So we'd meet with blacksmiths, we would meet with potters, bow makers, guitar builders, We would meet with these people, talk about what they do, have a couple beers with them, talk, like I said, talk about what they do, talk about how they got into it, their inspirations, their business, where they want to go with it.
Right.
While we have a beer with them and hang out with them.
And and that would be, then the idea would be that we meet those people and.
So sorry, I thought it was about trade school.
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain extent, it's about just
Oh, actually, Taylor, I never made it down there for that. I thought I was coming to town that month, and then I was just like, let's stay here. And I had planned to a little bit, but it just didn't line up. But I'm definitely coming to town next month for sure.
Which I think is a great idea. We have,
and I will message you.
We have so many creative people around here for sure.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to work it out with the glass blower. So next week's episode is with Brandon David Brandon of the Brandon David Brandon radio show.
Brandon David, what?
Yeah, no, they're.
Can you say that again, but quickly?
They're funny. They're gonna drink beer with me. I hang out with them at Pretoria all the time. They have a radio show as well. They're super funny guys.
That sounds great. Yeah.
So I'm having an episode with them. I want to set up an episode with the glass blower in Americus, and I have all his information, so I know.
I know that guy.
Yeah, I can get in touch with him. I just have to set it up. But
you should do it. Go ahead.
Leah said Spain. I'd be totally down for Spain.
Oh, I love Spain.
So especially southern Spain, that like La Mancha, Andalusia.
Yeah, I would
southern
love.
Spain.
I haven't been to Andalusia, and I would love to go. I want to get some flamenco in.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like it's a beautiful place. It's crazy because of the like the Muslim and the Moorish inspiration or influences, because it was under their control at some point and back to so the architecture, the culture just in general is all in southern Spain,
and it's beautiful.
Highly influenced by that.
The next time I go to Europe, I am going to go to Spain for a little bit,
So what I did is when I flew into the airport, I rented a car in Madrid and just road trip through Madrid. It's super easy. I know enough Spanish that I can kind of read the signs.
Yeah, it ain't too hard.
Honestly,
if you learn left and right, you're fine.
If you're in a car and you're driving, I would probably advise just getting a SIM card, which probably costs you $30 for the month. Get you a SIM card and it'll allow you to have GPS, and you can
honestly,
get by on that.
Believe it or not, so my phone service has international roaming, but that it reduces you to 2G. It's really.
Is it Verizon?
No, AT&T. No, wait, Sprint. I've got Sprint. Most phone companies actually have international roaming, though. Most of them do.
What I do is I just
one of my major expenses. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just saying, I just usually turn it off because there's so much internet everywhere. Like you go into a cafe.
Oh, right. Well,
you buy a coffee and they're going to give you a Wi-Fi password on your receipt.
So I was definitely looking for Wi-Fi passwords because it would take me 5 to 10 minutes to search something. But I had the ability to look up GPS stuff usually pretty quickly compared to Googling something.
Yeah.
And I could usually Google a restaurant if I wanted to, pretty much internationally.
So
I would nice.
I would do it all at the hostel. I would find key places in a town that I wanted to see. And one of the great things about Google Maps is that it's not internet reliant. So you can set stars on the map of places that you want to go.
Yeah, right.
And you could be walking around town with completely no internet at all, and it keeps track of where you are on the GPS. You can save the map beforehand when you get into a town. Just save the map. You can have the rest of that.
You want some?
I still got some left. We still got 2 beers left.
No, we got 2 left, and you can't get too ahead of me.
So you can save. You can start on the map and just walk around town and just pop off on certain locations. And then when you go into a cafe and you need to upload your Snapchats or Instagram stories or any of that kind of stuff, yeah, it's fine. You can do that.
Go ahead.
But you can do that whenever you get into a coffee shop, McDonald's. They all have Wi-Fi. You have to buy something, so buy a McDonald's coffee, hang out in there, get online. So one of the sad stories I have about Snapchat, it might have been within the origins of, or the very beginning of Snapchat, is that I was giving people tours of towns through Snapchat.
Okay.
So Snapchat is people can click on your stories. They can watch them.
Right. Yeah. I used it once.
Okay.
Maybe.
I was more so explaining to you because I figured everybody else.
A girl
knows
was
about
like, I was on Tinder, and the girl was like, "Do you have Snapchat?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have Snapchat." And I made a Snapchat, and then she turned out to be a robot. So I deleted my Snapchat.
She was like, "Pay this amount, and I'll send you nudes."
And I was like, "God damn it! I thought you were real. You were clearly a real person on Tinder. Why did you have to turn out to be?"
So
some people are just robots in disguise.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway.
So I was giving people tours.
She had
of
the
towns.
personality of an ATM.
That's.
I mean, you know, in the eventually, I don't know.
I was giving people tours of the town, so I would go through, and since I was offline, like as I was walking throughout the town, when I'd pop in coffee shops, I would load it all in. You know, it put it like in a queue to load in since you didn't have internet, and then when you went into the internet, you can queue it all up and load it into your story. So I was giving people tutorials of a whole town. So if I'm like, hey guys, tune in tomorrow on Snapchat. I'm gonna be in Rome. I'm gonna be walking throughout the town. I'm gonna kind of give you tours. Yeah. And I was actually in Pompeii, and in that one day I did Vesuvius and Pompeii. So I hiked all the way up to the top of Vesuvius with some Canadian friends, and then we did Pompeii together. And I'd had all these videos primed up and ready to load into Snapchat. And I actually did very little. In hindsight, it was not smart of me, but at the time I had too much faith in the technology. I've grown since. I was just kind of not taking too many actual pictures, and I was doing like Snapchat stories because I knew that Snapchat, you can look at them later. So I was just loading them all in Snapchat, getting them ready to prime them up, and then I opened up Snapchat, or I pulled back up the app, and it had crashed, and all of the videos I had for the last like 4 hours, not only had they not posted, but they were non-existent.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, so it's a learning process. So Snapchat doesn't have the best rep. No, you're right about that. It's a learning process. So now what I do is I record videos and then I post them. So I'll have them for myself, and then if I decide to post them to Instagram or Twitch, or well, I don't have a Twitch anymore because it got hacked, but
really?
Yeah, it got hacked a long time ago.
Twitch? Your Twitch?
No, not my Twitch, my Twitter. My
Twitter
got hacked,
yeah, fuck Twitter.
So it was some, I'm guessing Arabic or Middle Eastern kind of company, because they started adding all of these strange people that I didn't understand the language. It's all Arabic, and my name got changed, so it was no longer like Bumio, it was like Adbers. Tinder either, for that matter.
Well, right, yeah. So my Tinder experiences are kind of funny.
I have a funny thing about Tinder as well.
Let's tell Tinder stories. Let's do that.
I don't have Tinder stories. I was so I downloaded Tinder for the first time and actually heard for it for the first time when I was in Norway.
Okay.
I was in a town called Bergen, and I was chilling in a hostel in like the common area where everybody hangs out, and we were all buddying up, we were drinking beer, we're having a good time with all the other people from all throughout the world, and everybody was kind of handing their phones to each other, and I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, we're Tinder swapping. So they would like create a Tinder profile, and they would hand their phone to somebody else and just swipe on people and just make connections.
That's fun.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to be a part of that, so I downloaded it, and then so the rest of the trip, because I was only in town for 2 or 3 days most of the time, if I really liked it, up to a week. But I would just on train stations just swipe. Just it was just kind of something to pass the time while I was on a train, and that was the extent of it. But there was an Alaskan guy, those wild ass Alaskan men. And honestly, if you're a girl and you want to get with a guy and you're having difficulty, just move to Alaska, because there's more men than women there. The men to women ratio is different, so there's lots of men. Anyways,
weird.
Yeah, so the Alaskan guy, he was super horny and hard up. He was ready for it, and he messaged this girl, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to hook up," and she was like, "We're in Norway," and she's like, "Yeah, well, I'm feeling kind of sick," and he's like, "I don't care about that." She's like, "You're not worried about getting sick?" And he's like, "I have no cares," and she's like, "All right, well, come." So he just kind of like left us, and then the next morning he came back and was like, "Oh, I'm so tired," and we're like, did you go off with a girl? And he's like, yeah. And we just kind of did our thing all night, just hung out. And I was like, is this going to be a thing? Or are you going to start hanging out in Norway and hooking up with random Norwegians? And he's like, no, man. Just, you know, he's just an Alaskan man just sowing his royal oats. It says, never saw either of you on there, but didn't have a great time dealing with it. But it's a big problem for us. Yeah, it's a big problem for us.
So
I got it just for shits and giggles to pass time.
My experience with it.
My profile actually says that. Like, hey, I don't take this seriously. I'm not trying to bang you. I'm just passing time.
Originally, I got Tinder because, you know, sort of for the same reasons. Just like I was just bored as fuck, and I saw other people doing it, and then like, and then like, what are you doing? And then like there was. Maybe like after I moved to Nashville after a few months, I think I got Tinder again because I was like legitimately lonely, you know, which, stop.
What?
But like it was, I moved here in like the worst possible time to meet people, and then like
you're hooking up with somebody and you both have to be required to wear a mask.
Well,
I don't know if you're actually cute, but let's fucking do this. I don't care if you're wearing a condom, but just let's do this. You have to wear a mask, but I don't care if you're wearing a condom. Mullenbow says, I'm nosy and I want to know who is on here.
And to be,
fair enough.
The reason you probably never saw me on Tinder back home is because I didn't allow my Tinder to exist in Albany. In fact, like I would delete it every time if I was in Albany, I would delete it. But sometimes I would reactivate it if I was traveling, just for the sake of.
It's hazy. Doesn't say it, but it's hazy.
It's a little hazy, yeah, isn't it? It's pretty good, honestly.
It's a good boy, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, I've met a few people on Tinder. I've never had a good experience though. Like, I don't know. Like, I was really legitimately just trying to meet, you know, just to meet people and get involved.
There's a friend part of Tinder or Bumble or one of those out there. It's just for friends.
Yeah, but
you want the opportunity to actually have sex with them.
So. If you were to put on Tinder, interested in guys and girls, and were to specifically say in your profile,
no.
I
think there's
only
actually an
want
option.
to meet friends.
I think there's a friends option. It's
well,
just
that's
friends.
the thing though. It's that even the people that like people that go to the friends option of stuff like that, that's just their edge. That's just how like they get in. You know, like. They're not actually trying to be your friend. Like if you
I know a lot of girls that they find other girl friends on there. Like
well, that works for girls, but
yeah.
my experience, and
they're like, look, I've been here with you for an hour. When are you gonna pull your dick out? And it's like, yo,
whoa,
I thought this was a friends thing, and they're like, oh, we're friends.
My
You're a friend
only
if you pull your dick out.
experiences with it was like, I don't know, I didn't like it. I mean, I sort of like the. Sometimes I'll like the conversations, but the few people that I've met from it it was just like, oh, I'm never gonna see you again, you know. But
so you just went to Plowtown. You went to the bone.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like this is completely like something about the dynamic would be off. It's not, you know, you're not meeting people in the natural way that you're supposed to meet people.
You went tubing down the anal canal.
You know, you just show up and you have all of this. You know, you've already talked and you don't know what to talk about anymore, and it's
You made a stop in Titty City.
Stop. No, I never did any of that from Tinder. Tinder never had anything to do
Popped
with...
off to the butt hut.
Stop saying things like that. How do you know so many of those? I never liked Tinder much. I would say, as far as meeting people goes, if I were to stay in, you know, on a night and just swipe through Tinder, I would have way better luck if I just went to a bar and, you know, and talked to people.
It says, that's how I feel. It seems like trying to fabricate a relationship out of nothing. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You're not going to take it to the fuck truck and listen to some poon tunes.
Stop with your, like, puns or rhymes or whatever, man. It's weird. I don't like it.
It brought a laugh out of you, so that's...
It is funny. It's funny, but
ultimately
it's like,
that was my
something
desire.
Something can be funny and still be uncomfortable. Like
the bone zone.
Yeah,
Ski
like,
Street?
No, that's all hilarious.
The fuck
I mean,
truck?
it makes me laugh.
Titty City?
It does. It does make me laugh.
Tubing
but
down the anal canal?
At the same time, I don't want to hear it.
It's not all about the fuck truck, Brandon. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm 37 years old. Jake's too innocent for all this. He is.
I'm not. I mean,
He's an innocent boy. We should keep him guarded. You precious child.
fuck off. Like, I will literally stab you.
With what? He's gonna break the bottom off his glass and shank me with it.
What if I actually stabbed you?
And he stabbed me in such a good way that the beer was still in the glass when he stabbed me horizontally. And afterwards, when I'm bleeding out, he's...
I mean, I don't know. But I would say I've had far more, like, I mean, I don't know. I've had far more success.
Grab your guitar and grab one of your guitars and jam.
I'm too drunk to actually play.
No. So I enjoy that one you did. I'm not going to talk too much about the lyrics.
They're good though, I thought.
They are, but I don't know if you want to bring those up.
No, I'll play any of
The Morphine song, I really like the guitar playing on that one.
I appreciate that, yeah.
It's actually really good. The strumming's really good on that one.
So you know what's actually
you should play it while we're talking.
I gotta be honest, one of the things
What if I actually stabbed you?
I do appreciate that you've mentioned that a couple of times, because like that's how I know you genuinely liked it. You know, like
I want you to do that.
You're my friend, and I know no matter what I play, you're gonna be like, oh, that's really good, Jake. You know, but like, I don't know. But it actually, I appreciate that you're like, oh shit, that you've mentioned it a couple of times and asked me to play it.
So
it makes me really feel like it was good.
I can see a vast improvement of what you were in Albany whenever you were.
I've come in. I think for the first time in my life as a musician, and I've been playing for 10 years. I think in the last couple of months, partly because I've had nothing. I mean, I've been working more than I've ever worked before, but because I've had nobody to hang out with, I have no way of wasting my free time. I think I've really come into my own kind of sound more than ever before. Like I'm actually, for the first time in 10 years, I'm proud of the stuff that I've been working on. It's for the first time I'm not ashamed to like show it to people. You know, like it's really authentically what I want my stuff to sound like.
Yeah. And, from what you were when you were living in Albany, and you're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop playing the guitar, and I was like, why? And you're like, well, if I can't be the best at it, why the fuck am I even doing it?
Oh, well, that was a really pretentious thing that I said once. It's not really what I meant.
I know, but like you would still play the guitar then, and I feel like you've gone leaps and bounds over what you were then.
Well, right, but I could always sort of do some of that stuff. It's just I was trying to. I've been able to be myself more playing, I guess, in the last couple of months. Does that make sense? I mean, I haven't like improved really, like as far as like my guitar playing, but I'm playing the stuff that I'm good at now.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm not playing tonight.
Play just a small amount of it.
No, I
just
don't want
just
to.
for me.
Brandon.
Bring that beautiful.
I am going to
bring that beautiful arch top that you made by hand.
No, I'm really not. I'm too on the spot, and if you'd asked me 3 beers ago, I would have done it. But I will say, I'm going to bring a guitar with me when I come back to Albany. I may play a show. If I play a show, I'm going to do like maybe 45 minutes of original stuff.
I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to do a lot of work on it.
Seriously, please. Damn it. I don't.
I'm going to do shitty work on it, and then you're going to make me look bad because I have no knowledge.
Give it to me. God damn you.
Look at this beautiful guitar that he made by hand.
It's not.
He made this. This is literally like a work of art.
It's not that. It's, I mean, I'm proud of it. I love that thing.
Explain what this beer is, because we poured it, but we don't know what it is.
Oh yeah. So this is from Maine Beer Company out of Freeport, Maine. It's called Mean Old Tom. It's a stout aged on natural vanilla beans.
Mean Old Tom?
Yeah.
There was some asshole in that town.
I think it was the summer of '76. I was 5 years old, and my Uncle Tom came to paint our house. It was in the tiny town of Louisiana, Missouri, on the mighty Mississippi River. where he would
this is gorgeous.
take me to troll the roadside ditches to gather one man's junk beer cans in honor of this magnificent treasure, his beer can collection, and his spirit for fast cars, tough motorcycles, and mean styles. We bring you mean old Tom. Thank you for drinking our beer. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't have to sing anything. Just play some of the guitar.
I'll play a song or two.
You don't have to sing anything.
I don't mind singing. It's not
It's up
bad.
to
It's
you,
just that
man.
you're putting me on the spot.
I think so. I'm.
And also,
I like what you do, so I kinda wanna show you off.
I'm really not at my best if I've been drinking.
You're my trophy wife. I want to show you off as much as possible.
You're also my trophy wife. Cheers to trophy wives.
Prost.
Ooh, that's good. All right.
I haven't tried it yet. Prost.
You want to hear the one I played you the other night?
I
Where
like
you
the
played-
morphine, man. No morphine.
Oh man, I don't want to. It's sad as shit. I was depressed for like.
But you got some of that good stuff. You had some of that good morphine, and you were like, you're telling me in the hospital this is some good shit.
That was part of the inspiration for that one. Was the I'm just gonna fucking play it, and we'll let it exist on the internet, even though I didn't want that originally. But we'll let it.
Sing.
No, it's okay. I'm. To tell you the truth, I've been kind of. I want to play this at like. There's this really famous like songwriters night that happens every Wednesday at one of the bars here.
Which one?
D's. It's real famous.
I feel like you've talked about it a
Yeah, I've
couple
talked about it. It's really famous. A lot of people have done it. Like a lot of people everybody's heard of have done it. And the rules are you can only play original stuff, and it's pretty tasty.
Hello.
I don't know. I'll
That's got like coffee vibes. Is there
Yeah.
coffee in it?
yeah.
I told you
I
you just
think.
play the guitar, man. You don't have to feel like.
No. I'll actually play the goddamn song.
I like the sad, I like the just not fucking
The
having
sad
a face.
face.
It's just a face on there that's just.
All right. If
So-
I'm gonna play it though, I'm going to play it. You're gonna have to shut the fuck up.
Heard.
For a minute.
Heard.
I was being very mean. I'm not a mean person.
You know I don't take shit like that personally. Continue.
But yeah, I've been working on it, and all right, it's not a serenade. It's really depressing. Don't read too much into it because I was just like sad at the time.
Most of the best songs the world has ever known.
I need medication. This is a cry for help, and I feel so very lonesome tonight. And you're there for me. Lift me up. Can't really sing in tune if I'm drunk, you know.
It might throw things off, but I was kind of worried maybe about that the 5 beers that we've gone through might.
It really does clash with it.
It does, but I thought that maybe if anything, the guitar playing is always great.
It's easier.
I love the strumming on that.
God is either dead or doesn't care. And I can barely feel the air on my face. And I dream about you. Morphine.
She said, I met Jake at my house when my foot was broken. We talked about Elliott Smith. His voice sounds a lot like his. The inspiration is definitely there.
I've had a change of heart. I see now I twos and threes. I can't even tell if you miss me. I can really stay in key way better if I haven't been drinking, honestly. But anyway, I don't read too much into that shit because it's like really fucking depressing.
So it's basically
I don't know.
It's basically somebody who's kind of sad, who chose kind of like his feel-good drugs over a girl, and just kind of wallowing in his. That's kind of what I was taking from it. Kind of wallowing in his depression over it actually like progressing in any kind of thing that could actually help him. He's choosing the easy way out, which is, you know, Valium and morphine.
Well, for me, it had the I don't know.
Stop talking it down. I think it was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I really can play it way better though if I'm like, you know, if I'm in exactly the right mindset for the stuff that I've been working on. But I don't know. I am self-conscious about everything I've ever played.
No, I like it, man. I dig it, and I really like the guitar playing, and the lyrics are really well written.
Oh well, thank you, Brandon. It does mean a lot, you know. I mean, I've worked.
You might not know it, man, but I'm a fanboy.
Like I said though, I mean, I really, for the first time in like 10 years of playing guitar, I do feel like I'm kind of finally coming into my own sound. Like I'm actually like starting to develop something that I kind of actually for the first time ever like appreciate myself. Like I mean like, you know, people have always told me like, oh,
you wrote all the guitar on that?
Yeah, I did everything on that. It's all mine.
Not only did he build the guitar,
but
he wrote all the music that he composed all of it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I want to do a whole album. I think I've got like maybe a dozen or so songs that are done, like all real similar kind of. They're not. That might be my favorite recently.
Would you create a moniker, or would you still be Jake Lamb?
No, I'm just gonna. It's just gonna be Jake Clement Slam is gonna be the name of it. I'm not gonna just try and like sell it or anything. It's just for me,
okay.
Mostly.
What would you call the album? Would you call it like Morphine?
Just Jake Clement Slam.
Okay.
And that'll be the I don't know.
You should have stopped talking it down.
Thank you, Taylor.
No lie, I really love your style.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. We can. I don't know. I'm gonna bring a guitar with me down to back when I come to Albany. I might see if I can play at Temp or something. Because if I were to play there, I could do like
two locations. So work two. I guess.
Well, so Mello
on a third.
Mello would want me to do like a 3-hour set, which is just too much effort, and I don't care about getting paid $150 to play guitar. It's kind of a lot of work for that. But I would play at Temp for an hour and a half and do exactly what I want and play for beer.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad deal.
Yeah, it really wouldn't be bad.
We have people who do that at Pretoria. They come in and like, you know, maybe on a Friday that we don't know who they are. Like they don't really have like a huge following, and it's like they're just trying to kind of promote themselves, and we listen to them a little bit, and we know a little bit of their music. But we don't really know who they are, and they basically are just paying for a beer tab. It's just putting themselves out there, whether they need to get experience in being in front of a crowd or singing in front of people. It works both ways, you know.
Right.
We're benefiting by having live music. They're benefiting by getting experience.
Let me tell a little bit about this story for that thing, because it does sound way more depressing than it really is.
I'll definitely go.
Part of the stuff was inspired from that time that I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks, and they had to give me morphine all the time.
You were in there a lot longer than that.
I went in there longer than that, but the recovery did take a while, and
it's hard to perform in front of people. Very ballsy. No, I can't do it. I love singing. I can't sing in front of people.
I can play in front of people, but I can't. I don't like doing it if I've been drinking.
What's up, Shredda? So Shredda pops into Alicia's show pretty often.
Cool.
So Stella Fortuna.
Oh,
and,
right.
And Shredda does awesome tarot card readings. He's got a great setup.
Cool.
I don't know if he's actually got cards right now, but he's been doing digital.
I love that shit. That's fun.
He's been doing digital tarot card reading, which is...
I remember like a year or two ago, I made fun of Alicia a little bit for the tarot cards, and then like now I'm kind of into it. Weirdly.
You've got some books of occult over here.
I do. I got into it a little bit. I don't know.
I think that shit's badass.
I think she must have just been more evolved than me at the time, and
he got his cards right on.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Shredda on Twitch. Definitely does a lot of readings. I was digging the digital cards because you can kind of cycle through and people can see them very easily. But if you've got a secondary cam or you're just cool with holding the card up to the screen, that works as well. But it still was accurate, you know.
Oh, she just clocked in. She's there. Yeah.
Alicia's cards were all super accurate.
I really did legitimately get into it a little bit.
So Shredda, Alicia is on Facebook. So, you know, Stella Fortuna is on Facebook and you're on Twitch, and y'all are both my peeps.
I didn't see the point of it originally, but when you view it as something that's just like shit, honestly, it's kind of just fun. Then you see the point. I don't know.
Taylor said, "Tarot's great."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good ass beer.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
We're gonna be fucked up by the end of the night.
No, it's not too bad.
I gotta wake up.
If we take shots.
I deleted my Facebook.
I have to work tomorrow.
Oh,
so.
you know it happens.
Yeah.
I've got like 10 decks. That's a shit ton of decks.
Yeah.
If you haven't met up with Stella Fortuna or Alicia, she does great readings. She's been doing it for a long time. She's super accurate. She's super chill. I'm surprised you guys haven't met. You might have met already.
Who?
Alicia and Taylor Mixon.
Oh yeah, they didn't have.
So tomorrow so as soon as you wake up in the morning for work, I drive all the way back to Albany, and then Kofi is having a Disco Nation event at Pretoria. So he's having an album release event. So it's, I think, from 6 to 10.
Right.
So I'll be working all of that event, and then I'm guessing after that 7-hour drive and then working that event, closing the place down, I'm going to be exhausted.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's a long drive.
So Alicia said, or Stella Fortuna said, "Hey Shredda." She's saying hey from the other side, from the Facebook. Damn, Jake.
Huh?
Easy.
What?
There's some more in there. Grab some more.
This. Ooh. We should have some of this though.
I've got some. It's definitely got some coffee vibes. It doesn't say anything about it. So
I am going to quickly run to the restroom.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll talk about this beer. So
yeah, that's good.
I'll read kind of what it says. It says, I don't think so. I didn't think. So I'll definitely check out Alicia's readings. Yeah, she goes usually live every Tuesday from 9:30 until. So she leaves it open so if people want readings, they can. And sometimes she'll go till 11. Sometimes she'll go till 10:30. So currently what we're drinking is Old Man Tom. Jake probably mentioned it. It's a Maine beer company in Freeport, Maine. And it says, well, I think you read all of that. I think it was summer of '76. I was 5 years old, and my Uncle Tom came to paint our house. It was a tiny house in Louisiana, Missouri. Okay? I know there was a Louisiana, Missouri. On the mighty Mississippi River, where he would take me to troll the roadside
Shit, I already
ditches
read that
and
stuff.
gather. I know you did, but just in case, we have some other people popping in. Old Man Junk beer cans. In honor of this magnificent treasure, his beer can collection, and his spirit for fast cars and tough motorcycles and mean smiles, we bring you Old Man Tom. Thank you for drinking our beer. We enable. No, I'm trying to get what. So it says an aged stout, natural vanilla beans. So I'm guessing that's what's giving it, since it's the nature of stouts. Just give it.
I know. How am I going to open this shit with a lighter?
Teeth.
Hang on.
Use your.
Is this the right way? Probably not. Fuck. I don't think it's gonna work. No, it did. It did weaken it.
So what's funny about that is, so I've tried to wax seal bottles. You have to mix plastic with the wax. And
Oh
it
yeah,
creates this-
definitely.
Here.
That would just be.
Too easy.
This is the easy way out, Brandon.
Hey, from the other side, shut up. I believe in you. Keep it rock. Keep it going. It eventually will break through.
There we go.
Don't get into it yet. Just let it breathe.
No.
I can use the bathroom. It's whatever.
Okay. I'm going to talk about. I don't know. Brandon already talked about beer, so he left me no territory.
Just strum away.
I'm not.
I
I'm not
enjoy your
doing that.
strumming.
Thank you, Brandon. I enjoy your strumming too, sir.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, I'm kind of excited for my first trip back to Albany in almost a year. I'll be there June 26th. That's a Saturday. I'll be there that Saturday. I think I'll be there until like Tuesday, and I want to meet up with with some people that I hadn't seen in forever, or I mean, honestly, just shit. It'll be nice to see people that have been hoping to see me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. So, and I may or may not play a show while I'm down there. Maybe. I've been thinking about it because it would be kind of fun, and and it's kind of it's easier. It's more low key to play a show in Albany than it is to play in Nashville. Like, I feel like Nashville's less forgiving than Albany is. Like in Albany, I can be just really, really bad at stuff, and nobody would notice or care. But up here, everybody's a critic. Yeah. So I'm thinking about trying to come up with a show while I'm down there, because it's rare that I'm there.
An Albany show?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I'll have to borrow some equipment from somebody because I don't want to rent it again because it's expensive to rent, and sometimes doesn't work. Like last time I played a show down there, I rented like $100 worth of stuff.
None of it worked right.
None of it worked right. The speaker was the speaker input didn't work, and it was real unfortunate. I spent like an hour and a half trying to get it to function, and just nothing.
Nothing was happening.
And it was the vexing thing is like I
was
rented
working that night.
Yeah, I remember. I rented that specific speaker because I owned an identical speaker before the fire, and so I already knew how to use it. Like, I 100% knew how to work that speaker.
And what happened?
It just didn't function. The input jack didn't work.
Did you ask for your money back?
No, they were friends, and I still ended up using like the cables and the microphone stand.
Oh, you copped out.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be like,
You should have burned
"Hey,
them
this shit
asunder."
doesn't work. I don't like being that guy, even when it's inconvenient. I mean, I got through the show. I mean, the show went fine. I mean,
You just use mellow shit?
yeah, it sounded terrible, but yeah, it was fine though. I mean, it's like most people that were there were just like, oh yeah, it was really good, and it was. I was like, actually, that was the worst I've ever sounded. But
Well, I appreciate you, even though I kind of peer pressured you into it, but you getting on and
I'll
playing.
play. And
You
honestly,
said
I would.
no at least 5 or 6
I
times
did,
until I
No,
grabbed
it's
the
okay, it's
guitar
okay.
and said, "Hey, I'm gonna just strum and do dumb shit."
Seriously,
You know?
you're allowed. You are one of the few people that's allowed to peer pressure me. Like, normally, like if somebody wasn't like a really close friend, I would not.
Have you ever drank that?
Not be
beer?
cool, huh?
Have you ever drank that beer?
Almost done.
The beer that we just.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
good,
no. I haven't
good,
poured it
good,
yet.
good. All right, let's fuck
I'm
this
waiting.
one up.
Yeah.
My man.
I have others. I have
solid bean.
like a few others that I've wrote that aren't nearly as depressing.
If you want to jam, man, I think people enjoy that.
I don't know.
Especially since Taylor's been enjoying it.
I mean, I do like playing, but but I don't like being like the guy that, you know, is playing just for the sake of it.
If you start playing, I'll go ahead and I'll pour your beer, and
I mean, hang on.
Jake,
let me
like I
think
told
about
you,
it.
you're my trophy wife. I want to show you off.
I've got one more that I'm sort of.
She said that. Yeah,
Ooh, it
absolutely.
smells good.
She wants to hear another one.
I'll play one more.
My man.
It's
get a little bit more. That's a big bottle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Huh. But
I think we
don't
should.
drink it yet, though. Yeah, we should.
I mean, just because you enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy doing it. I like playing. I'm not I don't like the performance aspect as much. It's stuff I don't like.
Before you get into it, let's talk about the beer. This is Trinidad Brewery, so you might have seen some of it. They've been becoming kind of big lately.
Yeah.
Birmingham, Alabama. They make great beer. It's called Language of Thunder Cumulus. This was an $18 bottle. DAI, the Thunder said. Or is that's Da. That was exclamation point. Just the font they used was trash. Da. Thunder said. As told by T.S. Eliot through a dense ancient language.
I love the T.S. Eliot references.
Yeah, this natural force express differences, different truths through different people.
Cumulus.
Through different single common word. This bold layered style is dedicated to finding your own interpretation of finding your own language of thunder. It's very poetic to what's currently going on. It's a bourbon barrel aged flavored with Madagascar vanilla and toasted coconut. 9.8% ABV. Birmingham, Alabama. That's when you burn it.
Yeah. I was trying to burn the wax off so that I could open it with the lighter.
The wax game is not an easy game.
I've
wax sealed some stuff.
You have to have a proper. I don't know.
Yeah, a twist and all that.
Oh shit! Cheers! Last cheers of the night, man. Maybe second to last cheers of the night.
Yes. There.
Shit. You know, we cheers more.
T.S. Eliot.
We cheers. Yeah. Shit. We cheers more in a single night than most people cheers in a whole week.
Yeah.
And that's how I know that we're doing stuff right.
It just says Ba, the Thunder said, as told by T.S. Eliot through a dense ancient language. I like that.
It's a Bob Dylan song. But I'm not gonna play that. It's pretty though, isn't it?
Yeah, I was digging that.
Yeah.
That was very pretty. I mean, honestly, your stuff has pretty solid guitar playing as well.
Well, I used to be trying to like do somebody else's guitar playing, I guess, like to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And now that I'm kind of, I mean, there's
Finding your own way.
Yeah, there's some stuff that I do think I'm proud of my guitar playing a little bit. There's some stuff that I do think I'm pretty good at that I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it, but
You're not trying to toot your own horn.
No. I'll play one more song
What
because
makes this beer so much fancier?
oh, did you just take all the wax off? How'd you do that? Holy shit! That's kind of cool. You took the whole thing off. That's kind of cool. I'll do one more song. I think.
Okay. What's this called?
Huh?
Is that a name?
No, not yet. The other one was called "The Bad Comes in Threes." Is the name I think I settled on.
Yeah.
I was kind of liking that one. I've been jamming on that one lately, and it's kind of that one was partly based on that stay I had in the hospital because I was.
You were enjoying some morphine.
Well, so like, I mean, I needed this stuff because the pain was insane.
Yeah, you almost died.
I didn't almost die.
You had organs in the precipice of shutting down.
Well, I mean, you know, saying you almost died is, you know, I feel like you have to be your chance of living has to be way different than mine was.
You were worried at some point that you might die, and you were also.
No, I didn't think I was going to die. I thought I might. I thought it was possible that I would lose my leg, which was really a little scary.
Yeah.
And that there was a day or two where I was worried about that. I was never really afraid of fucking dying. I mean,
because you're fucking hardcore.
But
you're like death.
I mean, but
you scoffed at death.
I mean,
it's the name of the song.
I mean, I wouldn't be. I honestly. I mean, in the state that I am now, I guess, like, even if I was actually, like, dying, I wouldn't be convinced I was dying until, like, the doctor was like, any last words? I'm like, oh, shit, this can't be real. That's how that would go. I mean, it's not even something that registers to
You just say,
that.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah, so long, and thanks for all the fish. It's great.
It says, do y'all have Spotify? I'll follow you on there if you make playlists and stuff.
Oh, I do make some playlists. I don't know if they're any good, but yeah, you should follow. Yeah, you should follow my Spotify. I'll follow your Spotify because
Get some info so she can follow.
I don't know what my. I will message you later about that because I don't know exactly how to find myself on Spotify, but I love following people on Spotify though because I like to hear what other people are listening to, and I'll find some good stuff that way.
Yeah.
I guess I'll play one more song.
Let's have some more liquid courage first.
No, I need less beer actually, but I'll drink anyway.
I haven't drank it yet. Ooh, that's a boozy boy.
It's good.
That's
it's
a
good.
boozy boy. I can smell it.
It's not that bad. It's malty, caramelly. You know, it's got a lot of chocolatey.
It's vastly different from the last one. So
yeah, I liked the last one. Maybe last one was pretty good.
Last one's easy to drink. If I went to a bar and ordered that, I would be very pleasant. I'd be very pleased with it.
This is a more. All right.
All right. Yeah, I don't know how to share my.
Oh, I have like 30 playlists now. I make them all the time. I'll get like inspired and I'll be like, ooh, this would be good here.
Do you pay for Spotify?
Yeah.
I'm an old
Spotify.
man and I use Pandora.
Well,
because I get random shit on Pandora.
So when I went out of the country, that one time, I was like, I didn't know what I was going to listen to on all the airplanes and buses, which was going to be so much of my time. So it's like, I had like an offer to get Spotify free for like 2 or 3 months, and I was just like, hell yeah! It was because I was like a student, you know, and so I got the free Spotify, and by the end of the trip, I liked it so much I started paying for it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's one of the things that like I do not regret paying for it. I mean, like, and I really seriously think about all the monthly things that I let add up.
I mean, there's tons,
not many of them.
There's tons of stuff out there. Whores in Bangladesh. Like, there's tons of expenses, stuff I paid for that.
Whores in Bangladesh?
That I should not have paid for.
Yeah.
That in hindsight was probably not a good financial purchase.
Right.
But,
well,
you know,
paying for
it's
music
a learning
isn't that
experience
bad for me. I mean, I've discovered so much stuff that I like, and it's so easy to listen to the stuff that I like with Spotify. I used to just use YouTube, which was horrible.
I pay for YouTube. I don't like advertisements.
Yeah, well, I don't bother to pay for it. I never use it anymore because I used to just use it to listen to music. But the problem is you have to leave your screen on, and
oh yeah, if you pay for YouTube, you don't. You can exit out of it and it plays. You can download music.
Yeah,
Pandora's cool. I just
Spotify.
found out it repeats a lot.
Spotify was a really, really good. It turned out to be a really good purchase for me, and I think actually worth it. And
Spotify is good because it says like similar artists, and you can find stuff from there and just go to their playlist.
Right. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna fucking play this thing, and then we're gonna.
You said it doesn't have a name.
I'm not sure yet. I've been thinking about one, but I keep changing some of the lines in it, so
As
I'm not
you
sure
play,
really.
I'll think of the name. Right now, before a name.
It's over either way. I need you like the darkness needs the moonlight, guided by the stars through painted deserts. It's over sooner than we know. I need you like the forest needs the earth. I'll fall asleep underneath her canopy. It's over, it's over, it's over. And I'll wait through the winter. I'll wait all through summertime. It's over either way.
You have a little blues on the end there. I dig it, man. You just need a slide now.
I don't know how to end it.
It's just I Need You is the name of the song.
Nah, I don't know.
It's two contrite.
I'm not sure. It's I'm still trying to I'm still figuring out the lyrics on that. I'm throwing out a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but I kind of like some of it. I don't know. The other one's better.
One of the things I'm pumped about is that, you know, whenever I move in with you, that I want to learn this. I want to learn how to play a guitar. I want to learn the strumming. So I'm excited about, you know, living
I'll
with
teach you. I mean,
living with a skilled person.
I'm not-
Am I gonna have to learn left-handed?
No. You get a right-handed guitar. I'll help you out there. I'll even convert.
Taylor's giving the claps. No, I've got guitars.
Oh, thank you.
God Jake.
No,
It says God Jake.
No, I don't know. I've been kind of,
OGJ.
I've been working on stuff though lately, and it's
You can
in a
definitely
way
see
I'm a
the
little
Elliot.
proud of it. I really cannot sing if I've been drinking, to tell you the truth.
So honestly, like it is like an amalgamation of Nick Drake and Elliott Smith,
Yeah, I mean I
like both of those.
I like both of those guys, and I was kind of Nick Drake's probably the biggest influence in my guitar playing.
Those are honestly two very tragic people. Are you trying to give us
I'm
notes on what's of the future lives for Jake?
I'm not a tragic person, not really, not yet.
I think both of those people died from suicide. Jake, I need you to be with me.
No, I'm good. But
Okay.
That's dark. No, I
quit
mean,
playing dark music, man.
well, I do like dark music. That one's not that dark. I mean, it has like, I was trying to be more poetic, but
No, I dig it, man. I dig it. It was awesome. You're definitely like come a long way.
I think strangely, I really, I do feel like my guitar playing and the sort of stuff I'm playing has really improved since Albany.
Yeah. Well,
Because back then I didn't know what I wanted to do, I guess.
Well, honestly, like, you were, as they say, like a big fish in a little bowl. Like, there's only so much you can grow as, you know, as a fish.
Oh.
A goldfish can only grow to the size of the
bowl, right?
Right. So there's only so much you could grow in there, and, you know, and that's not always, you know, that's not tried and true, because there are people who are from small towns who did amazing things.
Sure, yeah.
But I feel like you've gone leaps and bounds.
Nashville has pushed me in ways that Albany has never pushed me. Like in Albany, I had like a lot of safety nets, I guess.
Right.
Like I had people that like, you know, like I never had to do anything more than just working at like, you know, I never had to do anything more than just like work at like a restaurant, you know, and
dang, he just called you a goldfish. We're all goldfish.
Yeah.
We're all goldfish in our little ponds.
We're all in some way.
In our little tanks. So
I don't know.
I feel like there's areas that no matter what you're into, there are certain areas that you can go to that you can really, you know, you meet the right person. And, you know, it's not saying that a small town you can't do this, but like you meet the right person who puts you in the right place that sets you to have a fruitful life. Not necessarily saying a financial, because it's not all about that. It's about having your fruitful life. What is meaningful to you and the short existence you have.
I think it's about getting as much enjoyment out of every moment as you can.
Right. We're talking about some real existential shit, but like ultimately we are just, as the Kansas song.
This is the good part of the show when we get really drunk.
Yeah, as the Kansas song goes, we are all dust in the wind, and you know it's. You know, some people believe it's legacy, what you leave behind.
Right.
Whether it's through music or through your art or through your lineage. Or, you know, you're somebody like Gilgamesh who, you know, creates something that lasts, you know.
I love that story.
4,000 years.
Man, I do love that story.
Yeah, the Epic of Gilgamesh and Enkidu and the trials.
We were talking
inspired
about
Hercules.
We were talking about that a little bit this weekend while Brandon was up here. He was looking over my
5D.
He was looking over my my book collection, and we talked about Gilgamesh a little bit. And
I love old mythology.
Well, the thing that I love about it is how Gilgamesh talks about his like search for immortality.
Was it Babylonian or Sumerian?
Sumerian, yeah. And he discovers that like humans, the way humans obtain immortality is living on through
your legacy.
Through their legacy, through the works that they create. And so he decides to write a book about his search for immortality, which is what the Epic of Gilgamesh is, and it's the oldest known book.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing, is that it is in fact the oldest known book, and what it's about is living through forever, you know, through lasting works.
I'm first up to mention this is the Epic of Jake. The Epic of Jake, and it is gonna last for eons. The Epic of Jake.
No, that's not a thing.
It is officially now. I'm the first member, Taylor's second member, Courtney's third member, Leah's fourth member. Done.
It's not a thing.
It's all a snowball rolling downhill. It's just gonna pick up. It's magical. Exactly.
She's not talking about me. She's talking about Epic of Gilgamesh, and because that shit is fucking cool.
Yeah.
I love that it's the oldest known book. I mean, and the fact that the actual plot of the book lines up with how old it is.
Yeah, it's him just wanting to get it. Basically, it's Gilgamesh just really in the very beginning being a total dick. Yeah. And the gods creating Enkidu, a wild beast man, to like take him out. And they end up becoming bros, like best bros.
Yeah.
So you can be Gilgamesh, I'll be Enkidu, because I think that I'm kind of like the wild, hairy beast man.
Yeah, you kind of are a wild, hairy beast man.
I am. So I'll be Enkidu, you'll be my Gilgamesh. We're bros till the fucking end. So we're taking out a dragon. That's something we're doing.
I've done that before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're Gilgamesh, and you're gonna be like, I can fucking do this. And Enkidu's like, yo, I don't think this is a wise idea. And you're as being the deep dick Gilgamesh that you are, you're gonna like, I fucking got this shit.
Right.
And Enkidu ends up dying.
Poor Enkidu.
Enkidu was that dude. He was called Enkidude
Enkidu.
because he was that fucking dude.
Can I
Enkidu.
have more of this? Yeah, there's more. Cool.
He's that Enkidude. Yeah, no, the Epic of Gilgamesh is pretty awesome. I've been tempted to learn Sumerian just to read it more accurately.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I've got books on cuneiform just to try to learn it a little bit better.
A few books on hieroglyphics and a few books on Latin.
So you have 1,000 to 2,000 years prior or post.
Well, yeah. No, Sumerian, that's an extreme. But like, I feel like
I've got a book on cuneiform, like
right,
to like
the
translations.
original, yeah.
Like being able to read it.
I mean, if you want to take it back like super fucking far, I feel like you have to. In my opinion, you need to take it in steps. You have to learn you got to learn a little bit of Latin. You got to learn a little bit of hieroglyphics.
Well, you would learn first cuneiform.
Well, right, but you got to I feel like to really grasp it, you would have to understand a lot of different things, because our perception of it is so changed from what it was back then. You have to feel like you have to work back from the evolution of language.
And really, the only way we understand it is because of the Rosetta Stone.
Well, right, yeah.
Because it kind of just broke down a certain thing in multiple languages.
Right.
Which, was a godsend because we didn't understand any of it before that.
Right.
I dig that shit. I love old languages.
Oh man, me too.
So one of the positives of us living together is that our book collection is gonna get vast.
It's gonna be fucking good. We're gonna have so much shit to read, and like you'll be able to read all the stuff that I've read, and I can read all your random shit. I don't know.
If you want to donate to Jake's book collection,
man, we're gonna have literally. We're gonna have at least a 10 by 10 of books at the minimum.
Okay, I don't have that.
I've got twice as many as I've got over there in storage.
Mine are all old books. You have way more books than I do. Mine are all
so
old books.
I bought a bunch of new stuff because I lost a whole lot of books when the house burned down.
It says classic literature is like that. They are layers, like Shrek. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's a layered dude.
Like an onion.
Yeah, like an onion. It's a funny part in that. He's just like, oh, guys are like an onion. I don't even remember why he explained that.
It's extremely profound. If you could break apart Shrek, and you can get so many words and like seeds of wisdom throughout something that's meant for children.
Yeah.
That there's just some really it'd be funny in some post-apocalyptic.
I like that Sugar Ray song.
Jesus Christ. No, it would be funny in a post-apocalyptic world that the only actual media that survived is actually Shrek. And they base the whole civilization around the prophetic things of Shrek. So
hypothetically,
the book of Shrek.
So hypothetically, like an apocalyptic event hits us, very few people survive, and after several centuries of the human population recovering, and the only knowledge that those people have is what limited stuff they can pass down from their ancestors. And wouldn't it be interesting to think of almost anything that's popular would end up defining humanity? Well,
think of something like Deadpool defining humanity.
Well, right.
It's literally just dick and fart jokes.
And they'd be like, this is what led our ancestors to ruin. There's all these dick jokes and
fart jokes, yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff they listened to, and they were heathens. But it really could be anything. Like almost any literature might be the only thing that survives 1,000 years from now. And I mean, I doubt that because it's the age of the internet, and
all right, as far as physical media, let's get into this. Right. If you have 3 things you could give out, right?
Yeah.
3 things to survive a post-apocalyptic thing. 1 movie, 1 song or record, 1 album.
Okay.
And 1 book will survive.
All right. I think
To
2001: A Space Odyssey would be the movie.
To help push humanity in the right direction.
Right. I think.
That would be fun. I mean,
I'm
easily could do
thinking-
Hitchhiker's Guide and have a total chaos of
Yeah.
mankind 2,000 years from now. But
Yeah, I agree.
don't have to be remembered by John Green.
I see. I wonder what like our generation is going to be remembered by when everything else is forgotten.
Those three things.
Yeah.
One album, one book, one movie.
Like eventually,
To survive, to help.
one day there's going to be just one thing left from this generation. Like one day, that's all that will remain.
It will be a plastic water bottle from Aquafina.
I hope not. But like in theory, like eventually, out of all the books we currently have access to, only one of them is going to be like one of them will be like out of all the stuff we have access to right now.
Right.
One of them is going to be the last thing.
Oh yeah.
And
What would you hope it to be?
to
To help power mankind through
oh, that's
some
fun.
kind of.
I would want to give. I would want it to be something with some wit. You know, something that's, something with some common sense, I guess. And so, I would think out of books.
That people could almost like treat it like a religion.
I don't know
As
about
the
that. I don't
Bible-
want to get
as-
too much into it. I want to say like the last surviving book out of the stuff I've read.
Obviously, something
What
not
do
like
I
the
want it?
Bible, right?
Well, right, yeah. I feel like
I'm not a very religious person, but
Me
I
either.
feel like there are some
well, no, the Bible's
social.
Well, I went through a phase of like growing up. My family was we were like so my wider family was religious, and my dad and my
Saying
mom.
wider or whiter?
My wider.
Wider.
Like,
the larger part of your
my-
family.
Yeah, my extended family was religious, and my mom and my dad were not so much. And then, like, as they got older, they became a little bit religious. I'm not sure why. And then, like, we all got religious a little bit.
Okay, she says, book. Is it Ficciones?
In the Court of the Crimson King. That's a good one.
Hard to pick, but Court of the Crimson King movie, The Big Lebowski. Okay.
Man.
I feel like there's a lot of like.
Court of the Crimson King. That's a good one.
I feel like in The Big
Yeah.
Lebowski, there's a lot of things that maybe in a post-apocalyptic world they might not get.
Well, so right, but it would also be kind of interesting for them to like sort of defer their own meaning. And I love the idea of like 1,000 years from now, like if everybody being like, I hate the fucking Eagles.
Yeah,
I love that. I hate
1,000 years ago.
I do hate the Eagles.
I can't listen to the fucking Hotel California ever.
Oh my
ever.
god, never ever again. Anyway, what was I talking about?
We're talking about things that survive.
They will understand rugs. Yeah. Yeah.
One
Big
album.
Lebowski's a great film.
One album that you would be okay with surviving.
Oh man, that's
So-
hard.
Would it be
I think-
Bowie? Would it be
I'm
Elliot? Would it be
right now, personally, I think I'm leaning to "Blood on the Tracks" by Bob Dylan. I almost said Blob Dylan.
Blob Dylan?
No, Bob Dylan, "Blood on the Tracks."
I need a picture
That's-
of Blob Dylan.
That's
Post it in
my
the
that's my
comments.
favorite Dylan record, "Blood on the Tracks," and God, it's so good. And I'd be tempted to say. I would also be tempted to say "Hunky Dory" from David Bowie.
Yeah.
That's a huge favorite for me. Those are like easily both of those are top 5
Yeah.
albums for me. Beyond those two, it's a little hard to pick.
Bowie's a good choice. She says, "Oh God, I grew up on the Eagles.
Yeah.
I can't stand them. I can't hate them."
I
Bowie's a good choice. Also a great choice. Yes.
Yeah. I like some of the Eagles stuff a little bit, but like there's a lot that I don't like. I'm not sure. It's like the pop rock aspect, like the stuff that is like Hotel
Mainstream,
California,
Yeah, the main
Boys of Summer,
Yeah.
for example, which isn't an Eagles song, but stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is the stuff that I do not like. I guess Maybe I'm just nerdy about it. I don't know.
What about one movie?
One movie. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah?
I think.
That's what you want to survive?
Yeah, because it covers the whole. It's about humans' evolution from one thing to another. You know, the dawn of man to becoming like a space species to becoming something else. It's philosophical.
Is that the one where the sentient robot does not decide to let the person back in?
Yeah, HAL 9000. Yeah,
because
that's the one.
They actually would not benefit by having them in there. Or
Right.
something
Yeah.
Like that.
Right. Yeah. So I love it. The spaceship decides that the astronauts are endangering the mission, so the spaceship tries to kill the astronauts.
It's sentient, right?
Yeah, I love it. It's
not
that's
letting them back in.
That's one of the best lines in all of cinema. Is "I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that."
Seven Bridges Road.
Yeah.
What is that?
Seven Bridges. I don't know Seven Bridges Road.
Is it a movie?
We'll watch it tonight if it's a movie.
We're going to sleep, and we both have to wake up early.
Fuck sleep.
We got a 7-hour drive.
Fuck sleep.
Explain what Seven Bridges Road is, and we'll look it up, and on some point we'll either watch it separately or watch it together, like an adorable couple that we are.
We're not an adorable couple, but we kind of are.
But a good one. Eagles song.
I mean, and Desperado is my favorite Eagles song. I think
Which is
good
a very popular song.
Very popular song. Yeah. And I like the stuff that what's his name? That one guy did. J.D. Souther.
The bluesy.
Like the stuff that he did was more my style.
Is that the guy you're trying to be a techie with? Or,
No. So I'm supposed to tech for him next month. But
I say techie like it's a Trekkie, but
no. Basically, it's gonna be like, hey, tune my guitar. I'd be like, okay, and then I do that, and then that's all I do. But yeah, he's like a friend of the shop.
yeah.
But
So we said a movie, an album.
But like the stuff that he was doing was the Eagles stuff that I liked, kind of.
What about one book that would survive?
It's hard.
Would you just for posterity, just for just keeping it going, just the Epic of Gilgamesh, just to keep it
Okay,
going?
I kind of respect that. I do respect that. I'm tempted to say Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain, because I like the wit and I like the common sense aspect.
It wouldn't be.
And it has a lot of like historical shit.
It wouldn't be Hitchhiker's Guide. Maybe
No,
they
I
wouldn't get a
doubt
lot
it.
of references.
But that would be funny to base a whole society on that.
Everybody's just walking around with a towel all the time.
I mean, I feel like I can't say something obvious like Shakespeare. You know, that's boring.
yeah, the Bible.
Yeah, I mean that's a boring way of approaching
Yeah.
that question.
Like when you ask people who are like, if you can go back in time and kill one person, they say Hitler. And you're like,
Oh, I see you were an original. Yeah.
yeah, J.D. Souther stuff.
Oh right, yeah.
With the Eagles.
I was on a Judy Sill kick, and Judy Sill had like a thing with him apparently at some point, and like it didn't go so well, and she wrote a couple songs about it, and that's how I found out about him. And then when I moved to Nashville, he's one of the guys that brings his guitars to the shop that I work at, and it's kind of cool to me because I was really into Judy Sill for a little bit, like really into her for a little bit, and J.D. Souther is the villain in like a couple of her songs, and he comes to the shop I work at.
So,
and I'm at a tech forum later this month.
Of these
It's
books
exciting.
you have in your collection, over here in this direction, you have a bookshelf. What is something you would, if you could put it in a time capsule and you know it would survive a nuclear holocaust?
Man, that's hard.
You don't walk off camera.
I'm not. I'm thinking. I think.
You got everything from Ken. Who is this?
Ken Follett.
Ken Follett. You got Philip K. Dick. You got Terry Pratchett.
That's just the top row. Yeah.
Brent Weeks.
Britt Weeks
David
is
Foster
good,
Wallace.
which is hard. I don't like it much. It's boring.
You got Poe. You got Twain. You got Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
You
I like
got
the way you
beer.
said that. Yeah.
Jack London.
Oh, so Anthony, I think I
Byrne,
might.
H.G.
If I were to
Wells.
really pick something, it'd be either.
It would survive.
So I might
In a
pick
capsule.
I might pick a Philip K. Dick book. I might pick a Mark Twain book. I might pick an Anthony Burgess book. Burgess is like or James Joyce. Those are my favorite authors. In no particular order. I like Mark Twain because he's witty in like a way that nobody else is. He's just clever, and or Tom Robbins. I love Tom Robbins. He's also really, 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 really clever. And what's more important? Do you think it's more important for like?
It's something that would create morals, but also create a backstory or a history or something that people can, that they basically would treat this as their Bible.
Yeah.
If you chose something like Hitchhiker's Guide, the world would be in complete chaos.
Well, right. So that's the fun thing here. Like, if I were to pick Tom Robbins, like Tom Robbins' books, they have nothing to do with anything. It's just fun. You know, it like has, you know, but it ultimately.
So when are you gonna confront him? Confront who?
Read the.
JD?
I assume, but I do actually want to ask him about the song "Jesus Was a Crossmaker" by Judy Sill, which is really, really, really good. But I want to ask him about the story to it. But I feel like I might be like
That guy.
treading on thin ice if I do that.
We'll have him on the show, man.
Huh?
We'll have him on the show.
That's probably not going to happen, but maybe. Probably not though.
Why not, man? If
If
I
he
was
agrees to it,
if
shit,
I was
but
somebody who was famous, like why not pop on
He's-
somebody's small show and
he's-
talk to him?
he's weird and 100 years old, and
That's even better. They've
and,
got
like-
so many like stories.
yeah, but, like he's real like I don't know. He's not the kind of he's not exactly friendly. Like if I were to be like, hey, you want to come do this thing? He'd probably just make fun of me.
JD.
Yeah, I mean probably. I don't know. I don't want to like necessarily say that.
Taylor says she's got to go to bed. Good night, y'all. Ciao.
Oh,
It is 2:00 for you.
Oh yeah. See you next month. Yeah. Ciao.
Jake will be in town this
I
time
will.
next month.
I will.
End of the month.
Take it easy.
It's an Eagle song, right?
I don't want to talk about the goddamn Eagles. I do like Desperado though. It's a good song.
Yeah, they made a good movie out of it. Robert Rodriguez. No, was it Robert?
I don't know.
With
Oh shit! It's nearly like 1.
yeah, we'll get ready to call it a night, man. We'll drink our
Probably
beer.
should. Yeah. Just gotta work in 8 hours.
That's plenty of time. Just let it go.
That didn't happen. You imagine that?
Yeah. All right, guys, we're getting ready to call it a night after Jake's kicking bottles over.
I've
It's
never
been
done that
awesome.
before. We have to drink the rest of this, probably, right?
Maybe. I don't know. It's 2:00 in the morning. At least in Albany goes. It's 1:00 here.
Albany?
We've had a lot of beer. Albany.
I haven't had a lot of beer.
We've had a small amount of a lot of beer.
Yeah, I've had almost a lot of beer.
All right, guys. It's been dope. It's been cool.
Hasn't sucked.
It has been fun. We talked about all kinds of stuff. So we said the movie that you would send is 2001: Space Odyssey.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The album would be
Blood on the Tracks.
Blood on Tracks. The book would be.
Fuck, it's hard. That's the hardest
I'll
one.
let you run those because you know much more than I do.
Maybe no. Maybe a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court.
Okay.
It's got a lot going on. It's funny, and I think funny is important.
Do you think that would translate well to 1,000 years into the future in a time capsule?
I don't care. I think that funny is important, and
They're like, what the fuck is Connecticut? What is a Yankee? Who the fuck is King
I
Arthur?
mean, they may not know shit that's going on there. They're probably gonna think of stuff like that, like they think of, of like Shakespeare or whatever. Like none of the locations mean anything anymore. None of the, the references all have to be studied. The language makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's probably what that's gonna be like.
All right.
But I think I might still probably pick that.
Well, guys, it's been a great show. I've had a great time with Jake, with all of you viewers, you guys who've been commenting. So when I move to Nashville, this will be a regular occurring thing. Jake and I will be Tradeskills will be a thing again, like in its fullness.
Its original form.
Its original form. So I'm super excited about that. I want to tell you guys to have a great night. It's 2 o'clock in the morning for most of the people who are watching. Anybody on a different time zone, it's late for us, so we're having, it's late.
It's late as fuck.
Y'all have a good night.